They died when a meteor crashed down the street. Stories or rumors, they were greatly exaggerated. Welcome to Sea Monster Live number 57. 57? Yeah. Hello, Mr. Law.
Hi, this is like the best day of the week for me. Not only I don't have to work anymore
Yeah.
today, like I mean I'm at work, but I already have no work left to do on the rest of my shift. So technically, if you have a distorted sense of reality, they technically are paying me to play with my Godzilla toy while I talk to you. And also, I have my new Godzilla 2000 from SH Monster Arts. So yay!
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah,
Yeah. I'm
it's
hoping
probably like the
Haya
best.
is.
Yeah, actually, yeah. Haya should have been releasing theirs on December. I think it will be delayed again. But yeah, I know. Classic Haya W. They just delay it and they make it better. But here's the thing: I was considering buying both of them just to make a video and compare them. But this is
Hmm.
so good. This SH Monsters is probably like the best Godzilla that they've ever made, honestly.
Hmm.
And I feel like I would be just wasting money if I got the higher one
Huh.
because
All
this is
right.
so good. This is like so stupidly good. This is like the best figure of the year, probably.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see.
That Heisei Haya is also really good. Like, but I think that these two are basically on par with each other. And this one sculpt is just like better because it's SH Monsters. Like they just sculpt it better. But yeah, like it's
Nice.
it's really fucking good, and for me, it's basically the same price as the Haya in my country. So I'm not even like paying extra, or if I am, I'm barely paying like $10 more at most.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah,
Hey, Antonio. Uh, but yeah. Something kind of came up like at the last, pretty much last minute, so that I kind of needed that pretty much needed to address. So unfortunately, I was a bit late in starting the stream.
kind of like a
I'm usually pretty
meteorite.
good about starting these streams on time or earlier, but this time it's kind of like, oh well, yeah.
Yeah, but think about it. Like you're so good on being on time that you were barely 2 minutes late, and we already assumed that you had died. So that's actually an
Uh,
achievement if you look at it the right way.
yeah, they were just like, "Yo, what the fuck, sea monster? you just ran out on us."
You fucking traitor.
Yeah, you said you were gonna go out and get milk, and you never came back.
I trusted you!
You turned them against me. You lie! I never hit you. Oh god. Oh god. Yeah. Hopefully. Yeah. Apparently, Kuru said he'll be on in a minute. Because the Reiwa era of Godzilla, that's like his bread and butter almost.
The funny thing is that when I think of Reiwa, I basically delete the anime trilogy from my memory. I always have to force myself to remember that it exists.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I mean, I guess I kind of find myself still including it in Singular Point as part of the Reiwa era because like otherwise it would just seem very barren.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's three movies and a whole TV show. Like if you don't do it, it does feel like you're basically discussing like two movies and then the MonsterVerse.
Yeah. Also, hello, Antonio.
Hi.
Hey guys, just to let you know, I had no idea that you guys are gonna do a live stream today. I was completely baffled that you're doing it right now.
Oh, I mean, I've kind of announced it, ahead before a few days before. So
Oh,
6 months.
six.
so how are you guys doing?
Pretty good. Pretty good. Um, ran a bit late for starting to stream because something came up, but other than that,
Cool.
pretty
As
good.
for me, I finally watched Brave Badlands, the full movie,
Oh,
and
Do you like it?
me and my sister both liked it.
Nice.
all
Yeah,
right.
I heard it was fun for like almost everyone that went and watched it. I still want to watch it. I'm going
Yeah.
to pirate it, but
Yeah, I mean,
I
it's a
do
fun
want to
movie,
watch
but
it
like
with.
I said,
Yeah.
sorry. Yeah.
No, no, no. You continue. It's fine.
Yeah. Like I said back in the last stream, which was where I talked about Predator Badlands, along with Del Toro's Frankenstein. Like Badlands, it was it's a fun film. Like it's not terrible per se, but there is just but it just it doesn't really do that. What like even with the unique premise that it has for a Predator film, it doesn't really do a whole heck of a lot, really. In terms of like its premise, it's like it doesn't completely botch it, but at the same time, it's not exceptional, really. I definitely think that people like it. There are people like EFAP who are a bit pretty harsh out towards it. That it's a bit that's a bit unfounded, but then there's
Have
people
you
who kind
guys
of
watched
who
the
glaze
Little
in the
Platoon's
film that
god
just
awful
give it
video
too
on that
much.
movie?
Hmm?
Have you guys watched the Little Platoon's review of the movie?
I
No,
have
I didn't.
not.
I didn't even know he had reviewed it. I
Yeah, I mean,
phoned
he's
my
just like
mom about Frankenstein actually, but I didn't know that Platoon had made a video.
It was
about
terrible.
Predator. Yeah, so basically, like he didn't make any like good points about the movie, like any even like critiques towards it, or was it just like GXK where it was, where you're just like even if you hated the movie, you'd just be like, come on, dude, this is like low hanging, this is like it's like shooting fish in a barrel, and you're just blasting your own foot off.
Yeah, it's somewhere in the middle.
Ah,
Hmm.
so some good points, some bad points, but the bad outweigh the good.
Yep.
All right. Hmm. All right.
So today we're discussing about this video that I haven't watched about how Reiwa Era is surprisingly good.
Yeah, yeah. Apparently, we missed something. Yeah, apparently we missed something. The Reiwa Era is really good. Actually, even the anime trilogy. We're gonna see. We're gonna find out. Uh,
I don't know why, but I thought that we were just gonna discuss it. I didn't know that we were going to watch a video specifically. So it's nice because when I don't watch it, at least we get to react with it for like the first time. Does he include the MonsterVerse, or when he says Reiwa, it's like only the Toho stuff?
it's mainly the Toho. It's the Toho stuff
Oh,
primarily.
now I see.
Okay, that to me has always been kind of weird. It's not that when I hear someone, excluding the MonsterVerse, it's not like, oh, look at the Toho purists or anything like that. It's just that I feel that the relation between the MonsterVerse and the rest of Reiwa is actually needed. Like you need to discuss both of them. Even if you don't want to focus too much on the MonsterVerse, I feel like you need to explain how things developed, because it all kind of has something to do with it. For example, you do see that influence of 2014 in some visuals of -1. For
Hmm.
example, something that hadn't been done before. Right? Even the way in which Godzilla swims had barely been done before 2014. And so, like I feel like those things should go hand in hand, even to explain how the public reacts to each film as it comes. But yeah, I mean, I guess I hope he mentions it more
They
in depth
Yeah.
than
discuss
what I'm
about.
expecting.
I was just gonna say they discuss about the politics of Shin Godzilla.
Well, I mean, he pretty much he's gonna bring up the politics somewhat, but considering that there's like there's like the rest of the Reiwa era content to go over, like he's not gonna go gonna go super duper in depth with it per se.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And last question I will have is, how long is the video?
Last time I checked, it was about 28-ish minutes. I'm gonna hold on. Let me double check so I have like a good idea of what we're of how
Wait,
big
by the way,
how big this
wow, I
photo
forgot
is.
to tell you this, but on our channel, I sent like my designs for Gamma and this post. Have you seen it?
And the camera, no, I haven't seen it. I remember I saw the Simsila one, but I didn't see yours, so I haven't checked on it.
I think you will like it.
Yeah, okay, I'll look at it afterward.
Uh,
28, I think it's fine, but I would still expect it to be a little bit longer, to be honest. If you're like analyzing every single Toho movie,
yeah,
even understanding that
yeah,
there's not that many.
yeah. I mean, like, well, he's also gonna admit we're talking about singular point. Well, yeah, he's talking. He's gonna talk about Shin, the Polygon trilogy, singular point, and -1. And yeah, I do agree. Like 20 minutes should be should be kind of a bit longer as to
A
like why
question.
all these
See,
movies.
Monster, I have a question for you. Are you going to do a response like live stream to Omni viewers like latest video on GXK?
I don't think I'm going to. I don't think I'm going to. I think Zim might do it, but I don't know. Honestly, I don't really. As far as like that video go, like I have things to say. Like I do have things to say about it, but I don't know like if it's gonna be like. I think Zim might cover it. Um, Last time I've heard. Okay, so this video that we're covering, which is from Monster Kid Corey, is titled "Why Godzilla's Reiwa Era is So," in all caps, great. Dot dot dot. Even the anime.
Boy, that sure is a one big clickbait.
Well, I mean, we'll
Yeah.
see. Well, hold on. Let's hear him out. Let's hear him out. So, I mean, unless there's anyone, so unfortunately, I can't do any screen sharing on my end. Like, I attempted it once, but it was like, did not go very well. Well, yeah, remember in the like,
Yeah, Nosferatu when I was in on holidays. Yeah.
yeah. So, unless there's any possibility of of anyone be doing screen share, we're just gonna have to do this with audio only. Um,
So
so,
is it okay if I do it?
the screen share.
Probably. Do you guys want to?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. I cannot leave the work computer even if I'm done with work. So it will be better if you try it.
yeah, let's see what you can see how you can do it.
Okay, hold up and just wait a little longer and I'll see what I can do.
Yeah,
Thanks.
thank you. Yeah, we'll just give him a bit. We're only like 14 minutes in, so into the stream, so don't have too shouldn't be too long to wait. So that's I have the video ready, in case I need to go audio only here.
Okay, my computer is slow, but just wait a little longer.
All right.
Okay, here we- okay, here's how I'll do it. I think I'll share the screen and see what'll happen.
All right. Yeah, hopefully Kuru will be on here
Okay,
at
do you guys?
any time now. Oh,
Um,
yeah. All I have to do is just kind of pull it up. All I have to do is just add it to the stage. You ready?
Yay!
Yep.
Okay. Stage. Okay. All right.
Okay, you guys see it?
Yes. Yep. We see it.
Okay, are you guys ready for it?
Yeah. Now, if anyone has anything to say, like we just make sure you pause the video so we can talk about it. We can discuss whatever points
Question,
come
do
up.
you guys want me to do this on 1.5 speed or just normal speed?
We usually do it at normal.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, just one more question. Did you check that you're also sharing the audio? If you want to, you can play it a little bit so we can.
Okay. Let's see.
Godzilla history is divided into 4 eras. Or
Okay.
5 if you count the MonsterVerse. The Showa era is Godzilla's beginning, starting with the original Gojira.
Can you guys hear it?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. It sounds good so far.
Oh. Okay. So, are you guys ready?
Yep, we are ready.
Alright, let's do this.
In 1954, and ending with Terror of Mechagodzilla in 1975. Godzilla returned, logically,
Godzilla
in The Return of
returns.
Godzilla in 1984, kicking off the Heisei era that ended in 1954 and ending with Terror of Mechagodzilla in 1975. Godzilla in The Return of Godzilla in 1984, kicking off the Heisei Godzilla's in Godzilla vs. Destoroyah in 1995. But it's hard to keep a good monster down, and Godzilla returned again in Godzilla 2000, kicking off the Millennium era that ended with the 50th anniversary film Godzilla Final Wars in 2004. Then came the MonsterVerse and the informally designated Reiwa era, Godzilla's current era.
Mm-hmm.
The Reiwa era might be the strangest and most experimental era in Godzilla history. I've even nicknamed it Godzilla's art house movie era.
Oh,
but it strongly parallels the preceding Millennium series.
Okay. You guys ain't to say about it.
Yeah. See, he wanted to say something, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I guess mainly just to point out, like that AI art of Godzilla. Oh.
I had noticed it. Yeah, it's kind of ugly.
Yep.
Oh God.
Regarding the experimental thing, like, do you guys feel like it's the most experimental? I mean, I feel like just because of it has anime, it is able to do more. Yeah, but like when it comes to stories, I mean,
in
I guess it's
my opinion, what I had to say is in the Polygon trilogy, Godzilla was a plant, and the singular point, he's basically a fourth dimensional demonic entity.
yeah, but the thing is, those origins don't really affect anything in the story.
Not
like
really.
It's not used well, to be fair.
No, but like I mean, it's experimental for Godzilla, sure. At least like what like the Polygon trilogy would Singular Point do as far as like changing up the origins of the monsters featured in it, like Godzilla and some of the monsters that he either interacts with or kind of share in the continuity with him. But yeah,
But it's not too much of an experimental story, or the way in which they defeat him is also not experimental. They just shoot him a lot, and they don't really even kill him. They kill just like a smaller version, and then he just goes like burning, which is not experimental. Like a lot of people just do that. And then they just fucked up Mechagodzilla, which I guess you could say that's experimental. How shitty can we make Godzilla? Like, let's experiment.
Well, I mean, not just shittily, but just not even like have it to where he's set up to be used later on in the story in the first film, or later in a later film in the first film, and then the second film doesn't even just does something with him that is just kind of like why even have him? Why even introduce him? You
And
could have just
mind
had
you-
it be like an AI thing and not have it be Mechagodzilla. Like you just completely betray the point of even having Mechagodzilla in your story.
Yeah,
And mind
honestly,
you-
it should have been Mogera, if anything.
And mind
just
you,
make a huge
there are
tank.
people out there who think that that the polygon version of Mechagodzilla is better than the MonsterVerse version of Mechagodzilla.
Those people are on crack.
Yeah, there's no people. Like, to be fair, those are just contrarians who want to hate on anything that's not Toho. Like, those are a minority, and their opinions don't really matter too much.
Right.
But to be fair, and then if we go to Singular Point, I think that's the most experimental we've ever had, honestly. But Godzilla himself, being from a different dimension, is not even like in the story itself. It's like all conceptual to the point where even if you know that Godzilla is supposed to be like an interdimensional god, it's not in the story.
Yeah, I mean, like I guess you could say, like, because, like, in a sense, you could say stuff like the Polygon trilogy and Singular Point and even Shin are in the words of Jay Bauman for Red Letter Media, they're borderline experimental because because of just how badly they just botched their ideas. Also, we got
I
another
mean,
person
Shin-
on
it could
here.
be different. It broke new grounds.
Oh my god! And yeah, we got it up. So we got another person on here. You all know him.
Kuro?
No,
Okay.
not yet.
Hello,
Hi,
everybody.
G.
Tell that to
Hi.
Gal Snapped Neck.
This is odd snap necked. Snack.
But by the way, like, I just want to clarify, it's not that I think that everything they did was a failure. For example, I think that the evolution, like the different forms in Shin, was experimental for sure.
Yeah.
It's just that, whenever they experimented with something, they always had like a giant flaw. And Shin had no personality to the point where I cannot even call it Godzilla. It felt more like a zombie,
Yeah, something
that
like
just
that.
walks. And then again, like the plant thing and motif of, okay, like the planet evolved to assimilate to Godzilla because he's a plant, so it's more doable. Okay, but the planet doesn't really come into play later in the story, only on the first one. And then Singular Point does a lot of experimental things that I liked, but I cannot deny that it took a lot also from Shin, and it was kind of derivative when it came to Godzilla himself.
Yeah, I mean, just the fact that the various forms of Godzilla in Singular Point just kind of like take cues from other monsters that aren't Godzilla.
Which is
Which I understand that they were. I understand that they wanted, like Godzilla Quadralis to be like a callback to Titanosaurus or Godzilla, whichever one that was homaging or borrowing elements from Gorosaurus.
To be fair, none of them actually looks like Gorosaurus. I always thought that people were like bullshitting. I think that that's a form that doesn't really resemble anything, but people want to say Gorosaurus because since the other two look like something else, they assume that the third one also has.
Yeah, I mean, like,
something
like a Quadralis and Amphibious,
and
you at least-
Varan.
Yeah. You can at least see the resemblance to Varan and some cues from Titanosaurus. But yeah, like the Terrestrius one, like that could just be like people kind of lean towards Gorosaurus, but it's kind of like, honestly, if anything, you could even say he looks more like Zilla. Like, if anything.
I just
Because
use
the way
it
the
as a really
arms are
clever
and
design.
so on.
If anything, if I'm gonna be honest, I was never a fan of Godzilla Ultima basically having to evolve to become the OG Godzilla.
No, I've always
You know,
hated. I agree, Antonio. Like I've always hated it as well.
It's like they didn't even try to, rip off Shin Godzilla. At least with Shin Godzilla, his evolutions at least felt like it was a natural progression to his final form, at least.
Yep, and we got someone horsing it here. We got Mr. Cairo.
Hello.
Hello.
It is strange
Hey, what's up?
for me to not see the Minecraft here.
Yeah, that's a little weird.
Oh, wait, I know why.
He's in art
guys,
school, right?
He's
hold on. I want to give out my thoughts on Shin Godzilla first. Well, that is a strange movie for me. I used to like it when I was much younger, but as I grew up and watched it later on, there's a lot of problems I can see in it. Although it's in fair comparison, even like without including -1, I do think Shin Godzilla is more coherent and much better structured than every MonsterVerse movie, the Polygon trilogy, and Singular Point. I'll say that for sure.
Not every MonsterVerse movie.
Yes, every single one of them. Because in terms
Yeah.
of
No.
which was the better 60th anniversary film for Godzilla,
God.
it's easily Shin Godzilla, even if it's not a good movie.
Cool.
Oh, by the way, oh shit, sorry, I forgot to do something. The more I think about it, like I start to understand what he means, and it's like, yeah, we had never gotten. Well, actually, I was going to say I do think that it's more experimental that we are giving it, like the benefit of the doubt, I guess. But I was going to talk about satire in Godzilla, and then I remember that actually King Kong versus Godzilla did satire. And if anything, I think that's a little bit more experimental because they actually went with comedy instead of something that's more compatible to Godzilla, like political
one of the
stuff.
many reasons why King Kong versus Godzilla is actually a pretty damn good movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, much better than the Wingard films.
Shut up, Mtuho. Shut up, Ophi.
Anything is better than the Winger films. Like,
Yes.
it's not.
True.
Yeah.
I'd still say the Polygon trilogy is worse, but
Here's
when do
my
we get?
stance. Here's
Listen.
just so since I'm here, I guess I'll just go ahead and, for the record, state my opinion on the Reiwa era projects as a whole.
Okay.
Shin, severely overrated.
Oh yeah.
The Polygon trilogy. Planet of the Monsters is painfully boring. City on the Edge of Battle had some very interesting ideas, but is ultimately hampered by Toho having their head up their ass. Fuck Planet Eater.
Yes.
Except
Singular
the
Point,
design of
I
the
don't-
Ghidorah.
In regards to Singular Point, I don't remember enough about Singular Point to actually say whether or not it's good or bad. I remember thinking it was okay. And do I need to say anything about -1?
Not really. I mean, yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, it's a great movie, I think.
And then in regards to all the extra stuff, Godziban is hilarious. The Chibi Godzilla shorts have been fun. I love the Gemstone stuff. And yeah, but that's all the extra stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, and what about Galaxy Odyssey?
I'm waiting to read all of Galaxy Odyssey until it wraps up.
Okay.
Please
I'm
make
just
Can
gonna
we
finish
now-
the whole thing in like
Guys,
one
Guys,
sitting.
guys, can we finally continue, please?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing, Hoshi. It's fine if we kind of go on like some long discussions here. It's to keep everything transformative here, when we're covering a video.
Okay.
But
Just
yeah,
please tell me when you're finished so I can continue, okay?
yep. You go right ahead.
Okay then.
Each era has a different flavor. Showa era was mainly big monster brawl actors in suits stomping across cities, but also century sci-fi
Is it? Wait.
with
I
more
need to
modern
ask
effects
something.
into a concerted
Yes.
effort at an overarching continuity that was only nascently present in the Showa era.
I wanted to ask, guys, is the
Continue.
audio of the video cutting for someone else, or is it just me that hears it like as if it was?
It
like,
is a little choppy, but I think I've gotten the overall bit of what he's trying to get at here.
Just to make it clear, could
If
we
you're going to blame someone,
Hoshi?
blame
Can
it
you?
on me because my computer is very choppy.
No. I was going to ask you if you could maybe put on
What?
the subtitles, just in case. If the video has subtitles, I think it could help
Okay.
when it
Oh,
gets
that's-
choppy.
Let me check before we even
Here.
do that.
Okay.
I can see the subtitles.
Those are the
Okay.
auto-generated ones, which
Yeah,
are
those are
never that
auto-generated.
good.
Okay. Yeah, you can play it
Okay.
now. Thank you.
Okay, let's continue.
Cinematic universe. The Millennium Era began as a response to the failure of Hollywood's first attempt to appropriate Godzilla, the 1998 TriStar film, to Emmerich. It, like most Emmerich films, was a piece of crap. Even with the monster retconned to Zilla instead of Godzilla, still unwatchable. To rescue the reputation of their monster, Japan released Godzilla 2000 in 1999. But unlike the Heisei or even the Showa era, the Millennium Era forewent a single continuity in more own unique takes on
Ooh.
released in 2000.
Ooh.
To
Oh yeah,
big
it is cutting out like
monster
crazy
It's
right now.
It's indecipherable now.
I think I'm. Yeah.
Mothra,
Boy, do I
giant
hate it
monsters
when
all
this
out attack, was an allegory and transgression.
Yeah, maybe we
Whereas
should do
Godzilla had
just the
previously
audio
been an
then.
embodiment of Japan's
Hoshi,
victimization
Hoshi,
of the atomic and fire bombings of
Hoshi, pause it. Yeah, it's getting
where is it?
it's getting incomprehensible right now. Yeah. So
Yeah, and the
one
subtitles are
moment.
delayed too. So
yeah, we
I wanna
can't
see if it's
even
possible
follow
for-
it.
I wonder if it's possible for me to stream it. I might have to get stuff set up on my end though, because I am not using
Yeah,
Google
if you
for
could,
this.
Kuru, if you could screen, like if you could do screen share, because otherwise I'd have
Just
to
to
like
let you
go to
know-
audio only.
Hey, Kuro, if you want to know, the minute I saw right now is 2 minutes and 41 seconds, if you understand what I'm talking about.
Well, we probably have to back it up some, a bit because we definitely missed some chunks.
Cool. Hang on. Let me.
Okay.
Oh, and we got
All right.
a new challenger here.
Oh, new
is it?
person.
Nico!
Nice.
Hey, Nico!
Yay!
Oh, hi, Nico.
Oh,
Hello, shitty 05. I'm here for the rest of you good lads for a little
There it
bit.
is.
Feels like I got some time to kill.
All right. I'm going to leave the StreamYard real quick, and then I'm going to come back on a different browser.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, hold on. I'm trying to turn off my camera so I could have my. Oh, there's my profile.
Ah.
So, yeah, if you saw my comment, I was like, I knew the stream was gonna be bad when freaking 05 enters the show. I'm sorry,
Cool.
Sea Monster. I just had to say the truth. I had to say the quiet part out loud.
I mean, what is it like?
I mean, he's fine so far. He's not. He's as controlled.
Yeah, he hasn't
himself.
said anything too crazy yet.
Oh, really?
Keyword yet.
But the thing is, I did want to just try to, while we are, seeing if Kuro can share the screen. So as I was saying, like King Kong vs. Godzilla is the satire of Showa, and I would also say that Hedorah is a very experimental film in on itself. And then
it's
the
literally
idea of
a
mecha,
movie.
yeah, it's like cocaine mixed up with meth and like everything into one single
And
movie.
candy.
So yeah, and then
Okay.
like if you think about it, like the concept of Mecha Godzilla, like the
Welcome
alien, and then
back,
the
Kuro.
fight.
all right.
All right.
Kuro's
1
back.
second.
Hey, guys, before I go, Nico, considering that this is my first time talking to you,
Oh
Greetings,
yeah,
my name
nice
is-
to meet you, Hoshi. I've seen you quite a bit in Minecraft streams in the past. It's good to meet
Yeah.
you. You seem like a cool guy. Hope to talk
Thanks.
to you more.
thanks. I will
Yeah.
also
Also,
love
your
to talk
art's
to you.
pretty cool too.
Wait, really? Thanks, man. That's really, I really appreciate it. It's
Also, feel free
Real-
to check out my stuff too.
Thanks, man. I'll be checking out. Wait, do you have like an Instagram or like Twitter, Nico?
I have an Instagram, Twitter, and DeviantArt. It's all
Sweet.
under my username. It's not hard to
Thanks.
find.
Thanks. I'll be checking out after this live stream.
All right. Have a good one.
All right.
Yeah.
One moment. I'm gonna get stuff set up so I'm sharing my screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll be
Hoping
here
this
for a little
works.
bit because, like, in a little while, I'm gonna see a relative in a bit, so I'm
That's
just gonna be up here for a bit.
I'm also going to be leaving at 11 because I'm going to have a potluck at my college.
Oh,
11.
yeah,
What
that's
what time
surprising.
is it for you
Okay.
guys?
How does it look?
Like
12, but I'm going to try to be there early.
okay.
Yeah.
Alright. Okay, here.
Oh,
let me pull up.
Oh, sea monsters. I have some bad news. The guy
What?
who made this video is going to say something very controversial about G14. Because I saw it.
Oh yeah. We'll be ready for it.
Yeah.
Oh no. Okay, don't spoil it, just in case. I want to hear it for the first time when he says it.
Yes.
I want.
Yeah, I'd rather have the video explained because it'll be better explained than you. Yeah, I'm not holding off my animosity.
Oh.
I have no comment on that.
No, that's fine. All right. Now I'm gonna add the screen share right now. See how it goes.
Does it all look okay?
Also, I feel like I heard this YouTuber before. I think I might have seen a thumbnail or two in the past.
I kind of did, but
Yeah,
I just don't watch
if
This
you could
is my
just
first
back
time seeing this guy.
Hey, Kuru, if you could back up just a bit, to where it started, to where the audio started cutting out.
Minute 30, I think.
Minute
Yeah.
30. Okay.
Attempts to appropriate Godzilla, the 1998 TriStar film directed
Much
by
better.
Roland Emmerich. It, like most Emmerich films,
An opera
was a piece of
continues
crap.
to prove itself better than
even
Google.
with the monster retconned to
Yep.
Zilla instead of Godzilla, it's still unwatchable.
And other
Yes,
news,
that's
Doki
based.
Doki
To rescue the
Panic is
reputation of their
Mario
monster,
Brothers 2.
Japan released Godzilla 2000 in 1999. But unlike the Heisei or even the Showa era, the Millennium era forewent a single continuity. Instead, each film stood more or less alone as a sequel to the original 1954 film,
It
giving
wasn't an artistic choice,
their
though.
own unique takes on Godzilla. Godzilla vs. Megaguirus, released in 2000,
Yes, the
was not a
goated
sequel
bug.
to Godzilla 2000, but was
I'm sorry?
I said the goaded bug.
Yes.
What?
Sure,
Much
bud,
better than
sure.
Abaddon.
a big classical monster
Shut up,
brawl.
L5.
2001's Godzilla, Mothra, King Ghidorah, Giant Monsters All Out
Arizona
Attack
is
was
not
an
great, in my
allegory
opinion.
Ah, yes, GMK peak.
Would have been better
What's
if it was Anguirus and Varen, and then
Shut up,
No!
O5!
Oh my god!
No.
It would have
Okay,
been
fine.
better
Well,
if the
I'll have one
Abaddon
here.
was an actual
No.
gigantic
You have
locust.
something more substantial to say other than an immature jab at every single film, then say it. But if you don't, sit down and shut up.
Especially when your
Hey,
elders are talking to you, boy.
I'm actually 20.
Respect your elders, amigo.
Okay, then. All right, continue. I'll stop.
Okay.
So,
Okay, Kuru.
Okay. So does it all at least is it all running fine or
Yeah,
it's
it sounds,
yes,
it
running
sounds
good.
Much
All
better.
not copy at all.
all right?
Yeah.
Japan's wartime transgressions. Whereas Godzilla had previously been an embodiment of Japan's victimization through the atomic and fire bombings of World War II, this Godzilla was a vengeful spirit of Imperial Japan's victims coming for vengeance. Godzilla against Mechagodzilla and Godzilla Tokyo SOS, released in 2002 and 2003 respectively, actually do form their own continuity, with the
Yeah.
former as, essentially, a live-action mecha anime. And
It's
finally,
basically
Final Wars
Evangelion.
is just a wild, balls-to-the-wall crazy remake of Destroy All Monsters through the lens of The Matrix and Power Rangers.
Peak.
The Reiwa era mirrors this.
Oh, by the way,
It
pause this for
began
a
as a
sec.
reaction against the MonsterVerse.
Have you noticed
Reload
that, like, he kind of pauses, like, there's, like, these awkward pauses that he does?
Wait, hold on.
I-
I think
it might
wait,
be
guys,
just Yeah.
Kuro, continue the video. I think this is where he's gonna say what he says
No,
about
no, no.
G14.
We have to address the pauses first. We have to address
Okay.
the pauses.
All right, then.
I think it's
don't
probably editing.
Yeah,
Maybe just the way they
well,
speak.
here's the thing. I have watched this video, prior to scheduling it for this stream. There's going to be a point where it goes on for a really long pause. It's going to be kind of funny.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
It might
Yeah, then-
just be the way the man is speaking, and like he just needs a sec. I've had moments like that. So
No, that's fine. The thing is,
Yeah.
you can edit it out, or you can maybe like lower the volume of the music to fill that space. Sometimes, it's all like editing in the end.
Yeah. All right, let's hear what he has to say about 2014.
And 2014's Godzilla by Legendary Pictures and Warner Brothers. Though popular enough in and outside Japan to spawn an entire cinematic universe, Godzilla 2014 is still one of the worst movies I have ever seen. For reasons
For
I've
fuck's
articulated
sake.
in
oh
other
my
videos.
god, it's gonna be one of these.
As a
Oh,
reaction
No,
to it and
no, no,
against it,
this is
Okay.
Toho commissioned the mastermind behind
Okay,
one of the most popular anime series of all
Pause
time.
it.
I know where
I'm
this
gonna
is.
kill
That is
myself.
A load of shit. I don't need to listen to more
Even
to
as-
know that it's a
not even
load
a
of
bad
shit.
movie for crying out
Even as a
loud.
big
Because of the
G14
injustice
like that,
I
don't
just
agree.
heard, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm going to go on the street, and the next dog I see, I'm not gonna pet it. I'm not.
Wow.
Wow.
All right, and with that, Lau, we need to get you arrested for violating the Geneva Convention.
Here's what I'll
Don't worry,
say.
Lau. I'll bail
Here's
you
what
out
I'll
of
say.
jail.
Doesn't
After
Lau
this
live in
video
different
is done,
countries,
after
so
this
the
live
laws are
stream,
probably different over there.
I can
after
fly.
this live stream
I
is
can just
over,
fly there.
I'll be going to the outside and I'll be crying at the rain, being depressed
Yeah.
and sad.
The thing is, if you cry, you by rule of two, you have to masturbate at the same time. So you will be masturbating
Whoa,
and crying. in the-
hold on a sec.
Well, amigo, I love you, I respect you, but you, my friend, need to be stopped.
Yeah.
By default.
Stop. Stop.
Can I just say?
Stop. No
Can
more.
I just say? I'm going to call what this entire video is going to be like now in layman's terms, just from that jab alone.
Oh boy.
This is the same shit I'm seeing. It's going to be like, you see, the Japanese films, they're about something, not those filthy MonsterVerse movies. It's the same shit.
Oh, like 2005.
Yeah.
I've been hearing.
Yeah, we have one in
I
Paul
know.
right now who will say the exact same shit because he's
Honestly,
unoriginal.
The only
No,
Japan-
Godzilla. Oh, yeah,
the
continue.
only- The only Japanese Godzilla movies I would say are on the same level of the MonsterVerse are, the Reiwa era, with the exception of -1, honestly. People call me a Toho purist, but I'm only a Toho purist of the classic movies.
That's literally a Toho purist definition. You broke
He's a boomer.
You literally shot yourself with a foot, man. What the hell?
No. He's not a purist. He's a boomer purist. He's a boomer purist.
Yeah, he's a sponge boomer. He's a Gen 1 sponge boomer.
Yeah, I'm a
And
nostalgia
nobody
tard.
likes a Gen 1
That
or
sounds like
sponge
boomer.
boomer.
I'm a nostalgia tard, so call me, make fun of me all you want, but
Yeah, because
They
the
don't make-
nostalgia tards are shitty and they ruin the community.
they don't. I don't care. They don't make movies like the ones they used to make back in my day.
Well, back in
You're
back in your
20.
day, I was
You're born
older.
in
Back in my day, you were like a
Yeah.
little fetus when I was like 5.
I'm continuing a video.
Fucking my day. Wait. Actually, I did want to say something. I wanted to get serious before we went on the other things. But yeah, like I do believe that this is going in that direction. But it's like if you don't even understand the fact that, like, first of all, the direction of the movie is like one of the best we've had in the Godzilla franchise as a whole. I think for 2014, because it's dark and all of that, and people complain, "Oh, I cannot see." In the cinemas, it looked great. Okay, I think that the image that people have of this movie has been completely ruined by the fiasco of the DVDs and the Blu-rays. And
Yeah.
okay, like Warner deserves it. Like Legendary, they deserve it. If they couldn't do that right, of course they ruined their own legacy. But this is one of the best most unique movies that I have seen in the Godzilla franchise up to that point, because
It is
like just having the camera on a place where you need to have the cameraman, you think that they will capture that feeling in the old movies just because they didn't have the opportunity to do like aerial shots or stuff like that. But this is the first one that actually really puts you in the place of the people.
I mean, I think Gojira did that first. I saw some scenes in Gojira, and
Oh yeah,
they
yeah,
did
yeah. But
2014.
what I'm saying is that 2014 is the one that does it the most and the most effectively because, like, for example, the Muto, the male Muto, looks huge, and then when you see him next to Godzilla, he's like minuscule, but
Yeah.
he looks so big in that
What-
first scene, and like the light, the use of darkness
Yeah,
for the
like
image and it's
question.
beautiful.
yeah, like
Well, I
the
have a question for you.
Yeah.
Do those types of moments of scale and size and weight also apply to like whenever Ghidorah shows up in King of Monsters? You know, the same
Oh
with
yeah, that too. I think that the
True.
beginning of Ghidorah's story in King of the Monsters is like also great in that regard. And then we lose that as the film goes on.
nothing
But yeah,
quite. I do definitely think that there isn't anything quite like 2014 aesthetically, and that's why to this day you see people who say Godzilla feels the biggest in this film, which is a sentiment I do understand.
and also I feel
Yeah,
like in my
because it has
opinion
a
he's
pretty
also
good sense of
the
scale.
best characterized in
In the
2014.
airport scene alone.
yeah, yeah. And as
In my-
Hoshi was saying, the fact that the characterization hasn't been tainted by King of the Monsters yet. When 2014 came out, it was like the most neutral Godzilla we've ever had, but that made him different from all the
Yeah.
others.
Then by King of the Monsters, he became Showa 2.0, and then the Wingard films, he became Heisei 2.2.
Yeah. Like an
For
attempt of
Millennium.
Sources trust me,
Well,
bro.
No, trust me, by watching the
We're
older
unpausing the
movies-
video and we're
Yeah,
moving
we're
on.
on pausing. We don't
Okay,
have to
yeah.
go over this. We
yeah.
already
I mean, did we? Here's the thing. I think we talked over like. Was there any reasoning why he considers it to be one of the worst films he's ever seen? Because I feel like we talked over it just because
No.
of that.
I'll go
probably
back
just
to
for
him, but there's only
bullshit.
like
It's probably
10
just some
seconds
usual
after he says
bullshit.
that.
Okay, let's just hear what he says.
It's probably
up.
the
Yeah.
usual stuff. So let me hear it
Ever
out.
seen, for reasons I've articulated in other videos. As a reaction to it
Oh.
and against it,
Oh, so he decides to not. Okay.
Wait,
So it's just
maybe
like-
he will say like a little synopsis of his points. Let's keep listening
Yeah.
just in case.
I feel like that would definitely have been prudent to know, but also I can kind of respect not wanting to reiterate yourself.
True.
Nah.
Toho
I'm not
commissioned
gonna
the
respect
mastermind behind one of the most popular anime series of all time to create his own
Oh,
startling vision.
wait,
of
that's
Godzilla.
actually it. That's
This
actually
was
okay.
Wait, that's it? What a load of shit.
No, okay, listen.
I
he
mean, I
says-
respect that
he
No.
says,
story.
It does not deserve to be respected at all.
he says that like for reasons I've already stated, obviously it's something he doesn't really want to reiterate again, which is something understandable considering how often I've had to reiterate the same points when talking about Shin Godzilla as a film. But
Yeah.
so I definitely get it, but at the same time, from the angle of talking about the video, I do also think that I would have liked to know.
I mean,
At least
here's the
give us,
thing:
like,
if you're not gonna mention it,
footnote.
don't even say it. That's what
At
I
least
would
give
say
us the
instead.
footnotes. Just give us the footnotes.
Yeah, you could also do that. You could
That's
do like a little
I
run
mean,
of,
to be
like.
fair, to
Yeah.
be fair, he has mentioned why he hates it so much in previous videos. So
But
Especially-
that doesn't change the fact he could have at least said like a flip notes version of the thing. That doesn't really
Yeah,
change.
like the most he could have just done is say like Godzilla after 2014 came out and turned out to be pretty successful, at least most generally critically and financially, that inspired Toho to go on and restart their Godzilla engine.
I mean, then again, this is about the Reiwa era, not G14 or the Monsterverse. But
Well,
I mean,
that's
you
the thing.
can't, it's impossible to talk about the Reiwa era without mentioning that 2014 kind of helped renewed Toho's interest in making more Godzilla movies.
Whenever
Like that's
yeah,
kind
whether you
of
like it or
it's
not,
kind of a
why
big
the
deal.
Reiwa
That's the
era
bottom
exists
line.
in the first place. That's why. Anyways, I'm unpausing the video to try to keep things chugging along.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Gojira, a total reboot and remake of the original Gojira released in 2016. Whereas even the Millennium films, for all their disjointed lack of continuity, still recognized the original 1954 film as their starting point, Shin Gojira wipes it all away and makes a truly new Godzilla for a new age. And yet, it is closer in thematic depth to the original than any other film that came after. Ano
I
Hideaki
do not
went
think
back
so.
to the thematic source and deployed Godzilla as a metaphor for Japan's tragic relationship with atomic power. This time not as the atomic bomb, but rather the 2011 tsunami and Fukushima nuclear power plant disaster. But more than that, it was a scathing black comedy on the Japanese government's bureaucratic inaction in dealing with this disaster.
It was executed terribly, though.
Hideaki was no stranger to the genre
Yes.
or how to
All five,
reimagine
what
it
did we
in an
say
engaging way.
earlier? If you don't have
His best
anything
known work is the anime
constructive.
Neon Genesis Evangelion, a partial homage and partial critique of
It's
mecha anime and the
Evangelion.
tropes of
Sorry to
Ultraman.
be that guy.
Instead
that
of an ultra-competent young ace pilot using technology to save humankind from alien invasion, we have a clinically depressed and anxiety-riddled boy forced into an apocalyptic war in which humanity themselves are the enemy. All as an allegory for Hideaki's own struggle with mental illness. Hideaki then went on to write Giant God Warrior Appears in Tokyo in 2012.
Dude, I'm
This
just gonna
live-action
say
short
this.
film was a
Can you, like, he's actually giving us like the whole Hideaki Anno thing instead of talking about, you know, like the problems with 2014, and I just can't stop thinking about it. Why?
It's like I both understand it and also don't like the decision to do that because, like for reasons stated previously, that
Yeah. You
I
have to do the same with Shin. Yeah, I get it. It's just, you know, I think he shouldn't have mentioned it because now I'm kind of distracted. Now I really want to know.
yeah.
I
If I
want
had
to watch
to
a
guess,
video.
it's
Yeah,
maybe
it's
he
the
also
typical
didn't-
stuff.
Maybe he also didn't think it was that important considering the subject of the video.
Yeah.
But still, it would have been better to just briefly mention his points regardless.
True.
Yeah.
Anyways, so
Also,
regards-
Nausicaa is peak.
the only
I
thing
haven't
I'm gonna
seen it.
say so far is this man is managing to somehow be briefer on the overall history of the Godzilla of all this stuff regarding Godzilla, being a lot more brief than the person who made Americans Don't Understand Godzilla. So already we're off to a better start.
Honestly,
Is that the man
I'm
in the
not
Not
gonna
suit?
lie.
talk about the shoe bill, my guy.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I came here because him being a fan of the Polygon trilogy, which is a sin of itself, and that his points on Shin Godzilla are honestly so uninteresting to me because I've already accepted the fact that people are gonna love Shin Godzilla, and I can see why. So I'm not gonna try to make people see the bigger flaws of it. I'm here because
I
of
mean, it's not like
what
they'll
he
listen
said
to
about
you
the anime
anyway,
trilogy.
so go off.
I'm only here because he's going to say positive things about the Polygon trilogy and Singular Point, and that pisses me off.
I mean, I'm still
like,
waiting for the part
I
where
get
he
it.
talks about why these movies are great.
He's gonna get to that, but the thing is, this Hideaki Anno thing. Honestly,
It's
like
really
you
long.
cannot really explain how important Hideaki Anno is in such a long period of time. So, like, I wouldn't even do it. I would just say like he's like literally like the Tarantino for Japanese people. Like everyone knows who Hideaki Anno is. I think that will just give you like a more shotgun image in your head of what the value of this guy is.
Oh,
But anyway.
speaking of
If he was
Polygon
Quentin
trilogy,
Tarantino, where's the extended feet shots? I don't see feet shots in Evangelion.
Oh,
Jesus, Nico!
wait. Speaking of Polygon trilogy, he's actually gonna make some of the
05, we're
weirdest
continuing the
defense-
video.
Yeah, all five, shut up. We're
We'll
continuing.
get to the Polygon. We'll get to it. We will cross that
Yeah.
bridge. That bridge is
It's the next
coming.
thing.
Really quickly though, can I say this really quickly
No,
though?
let's just keep going.
Don't worry. We'll watch it. We'll see it in the video.
Fine, go ahead.
Sorry, something happened on my end. All right, there we go. Unpausing.
Prequel to Hayao Miyazaki's anime film and manga series Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind, showing the titular living atomic weapon's apocalyptic judgment on humankind. This short helped to coalesce the form that Shin Gojira would take. Its scathing critique of modern society, its use of puppetry and CGI, its modern approach to kaiju tokusatsu filmmaking, and the unsettlingly visceral body horror of its monster. These elements all came together beautifully in Shin Gojira, making it easily the single best Godzilla movie since 1954, arguably still the best since 1954, stiffly
No.
competing with another Reiwa Era film. I suppose it's really more a matter of taste, and in that respect, Shin Gojira meets my tastes for black political satire and kaiju body
your
horror better
tastes.
than Godzilla Minus
Your-
One's
Oh,
angry
your
character
tastes.
drama of
Yeah.
wartime trauma. But I'm
He's probably one of those. It's just to keep it in perspective, just based off that. Yeah, if you like the film, whatever, it's like.
I
I mean,
think
I
different.
still like it, but
It's
still,
gonna
the way
be-
he's saying it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I know
cold
some.
take. I have a cold take that most of you guys can agree. I think the Return of Godzilla, GVD, and GMK are much more closer to the original Godzilla than any other Godzilla movie, honestly. Oh, and minus one too, but we're not there yet.
Cool, whatever. Let's keep going.
Yeah, I mean, it's a cold take. I mean, that's fine. Whatever.
Yeah. You can play it.
Yeah, Karu.
He died.
A meteor.
Oh no!
Karu, did the Mermaid Mafia get you?
The good old meteor.
They never will
Shin-
take me.
The Shin Bros got him.
They'll never
Well-
take me alive.
Oh,
You'll never take me alive, coppers.
yes!
No,
Alright.
Johnny, don't do it.
I'm going to escape with my life.
All right, continue. The video.
Okay.
Sorry, I was doing something. All right.
He was crying.
getting ahead of myself. Whatever one's tastes, it would be hard to argue that there is a more beautiful Godzilla film. From its cinematography to its colors to its score, Shin Gojira is undoubtedly the most artful and dynamic Godzilla film. The film is awe-inspiring.
Approachable? I don't
Yes,
know.
it is satire.
Maybe.
Approach.
I'm
okay,
sorry,
I'm going
the
to
only
dispute the
great
claims
scene
here.
in-
If you prefer this film from an aesthetic level, again, that's fine. But I would honestly say a lot more people are more inclined to prefer films like 2014 and King of the Monsters if we're going to stick with the modern films.
Yeah.
But if we're
Or
going to go
minus one.
overall,
Or hell,
if
even
I-
-1 is more approachable.
if
Like,
I were to propose a film that I also consider aesthetically gorgeous while also not from the modern era, Terror of Mechagodzilla.
For me,
Yeah,
it would be
and I would say Hedorah. Oh yeah, continue.
and 84 Destroya in kind of somewhat GMK for me.
Hey,
For
you know
me,
what?
it would
I think that Violante has like really good shots at some points that are some of the best in Heisei and maybe the franchise, but it's like a couple of shots in it. But
For
as a
me,
consistent movie, I think
I have to
that
say,
2014. Yeah.
Hang on, Hoshi, what do you have to say real quick?
Yeah, let Hoshi
as for
speak.
me, what in my opinion, the favorite movies that were from the past that have looked beautiful, it would probably have to be the original 1954 Godzilla movie, Creature of the Thousand Atom, and the 1943 King Kong film, The Lost World, the original 1940 film, and probably, in my opinion, Harakiri or something like that. Yeah, or Daimajin. Yeah, Daimajin.
I need
Honestly,
to watch Imaging.
The only visually appealing scene in Shin Godzilla for me is the atomic breath sequence.
Yes.
That's literally
Yeah.
everyone's favorite scene, scene, bro. Like,
Honestly,
that
like,
is
honestly,
that
the
is like
shot
a
where
nice
it-
streak.
Honestly, the shot where that he showed, where it's from the POV of the car, where where Shin Godzilla's like walking through. Like, honestly, I think that one looked pretty cool. I like that shot.
I'm definitely. It's going to be interesting to see this, considering the stills he's using. I can tell these are from the Funimation Blu-ray. The new 4K, which I actually got recently, I still haven't watched yet. Is so like I've seen some differences. It is like, wow.
Yeah, G-Kid's version is much better than the Funimation version.
I'm keeping
Anyways,
the
I
Funimation
still like the
version.
Funimation because it has my boy Todd Habicorn as the
I'm keeping the Funimation version of the film on hand for archival purposes, and in the case I ever need to use it for something. But
It's funny how
also
a lot of,
Godzilla versus the Nerds, the best special feature.
shut
Yeah.
up.
honestly, it's very funny how the Funimation version has a lot of very famous English dub anime voice actors.
I
in
just
it.
mentioned Todd Habicorn, dude.
There's Trina Nishimura. She voiced Mikasa, I believe. In
I don't
AOT.
like your dub actors, to be fair, your American actors, I think they're really bad.
Yeah,
But
that's
anyway,
Well, excuse me.
Bro has
now.
not seen.
Okay.
Okay, here's the thing. To be fair, some are good, some are bad, and then you got my personal favorite, Robbie Damon as Akechi in Persona 5. But because that's just
yeah.
Yeah.
Also,
and just to
We're not
kinda
even going to talk about Rei Porei Sukuna in Jujutsu Kaisen.
just to get back on topic here. So far from what we've heard about the reason why Shin Godzilla is great, as part of like why the Reiwa era is great. The
I
movie
think I
looks
know- I
the
think I
movie
can
looks
follow this
nice.
video
There's
going.
social commentary, and so.
It has a point which Godzilla 14 did not.
honestly,
Yeah.
No,
honestly,
here's the
though,
thing is,
minus
I
one
wanted to
atomic
give this
breath
guy the
beats
benefit of
Shin's
the
atomic
doubt,
breath
like
movie.
maybe this video would bring some interesting stuff. No, this is movie superficial. If I am to be cynical, this video is going to basically be movie superficially deep, therefore good.
I'm
Yeah.
14 and this is deep.
Apparently, if a movie is deep, it's good. If it's not, it's bad.
No, you haven't even yet, bro. Didn't even detect the oxymoron in that. Superficially deep.
The
Oh,
thing
God.
is, some of the shots that he showed, I didn't even remember, honestly, from the movie. Like the ones where they're like on the park, sitting on a bench.
Well, it's just two guys
when-
sitting on a bench.
Exactly,
Honestly-
it's like, yeah, like, yeah, I mean, I don't know,
remember
dude.
this film aesthetically quite well, but that's just because I've had to watch it so much.
It's your own cross to bear, Kuro.
Okay.
You know,
yeah,
it's
let's
the
continue.
symmetry. I'm guessing that he likes. So I'm guessing that he will really like Mr. Fox and like Hotel Budapest and stuff from that director because he's also like very symmetrical. But just
All right,
that's just
I'm gonna
like
continue.
a style.
Yeah, go ahead and continue.
And
Yeah,
yes, it begins rather humorously as a cell phone addicted population records a flopping and flailing Kamadakun for internet consumption, while the government shuffles from meeting to meeting to meeting to meeting. But that levity does not last. The greatest testament to Shin Gojira is the stark contrast in how audiences reacted to it versus how they reacted to Godzilla 2014. In 2014, when Godzilla lets loose with his atomic breath and destroys the Mutos, it was to rousing cheers in the theater. In Shin Gojira, when he belches fire and concentrates it into a single laser beam that cuts an unrelenting swath through Tokyo to the melancholy strains of a chorale, nobody was saying anything. Aside
Actually,
from
I was still
himself,
Oh,
cheering when
for-
that
okay.
happened, so
That's
Yeah.
because they're
I
meant.
was
to
still
both-
cheering
that's-
when that
Okay, that's
happened.
because those scenes are meant to accomplish very different things. Because,
Yeah.
like, for the 2014 film, there was no inclination. Like, because you got to keep in mind the culture at this time. I was honestly shocked that they were going to do
What's
it.
up, CNMS?
And
How
as
you
I'm
doing?
watching the scene,
What's
I
up?
can hear the slow worm. This actually stuck with me. During that scene where his spines are starting to glow blue in 2014 as like it slowly builds,
Oh yeah.
I then hear someone, I'm guessing it was like a couple, that was watching the film in the same theater as me and my mom were, and I then hear the girl then say, "I told you."
man,
Honestly, not only that,
was one
like,
of the best experiences ever. Just like,
Yeah.
is he gonna do
So
it?
it's
Is he gonna do it? And I'm like, yeah.
Honestly, though,
Yeah.
when watching Godzilla minus one's atomic breath sequence, I was so blown away. It really helped with the music being almost like angelic, godlike, especially with with Godzilla charging his atomic breath in the dorsal plates, like going up, like
Yeah.
almost about to pull the trigger, and then once Godzilla pulls it, he shoots it.
Yeah, that
and then
that
the
hit
beam-
when the spikes go back down, like
Yeah.
it sounds so cool, and then it's like silence and
Yeah,
yeah.
he
Basically-
creates a mushroom cloud, and I was like, "Wow, that."
Yeah,
was
when the
horrifying.
mushroom cloud is there, you just watch it. Like no one was talking there either. And the thing is, this guy is one of those like Toho guys. I'm assuming. Sorry if I'm assuming, but since he didn't want to talk about his points, I have to assume. You know, the thing is, you know which scene in
I
2014
don't
made
even
everyone
think
shut the
that
fuck
basis
up?
is an assumption
Yes.
because, like,
Wait,
again,
I mean, yeah, again, but I still want to be honest. Like, I am assuming So I just need to be honest about that. But the thing is, he's completely disregarding the fact that there is a scene that doesn't even have the atomic breath in that movie, and it's on the airport when he gives the first step. Everything's
Yes.
exploding. You have like a chain reaction of airplanes just going into flames, and suddenly you see something, and everyone in the fucking cinema was silent. So you didn't even need to have him shoot in 2014 for people to
You need
like
him. You
understand.
just need him on
Yeah,
the
because that was his like
screen.
first full body reveal, and
Well,
it
you
was
got to keep in
executed
mind,
so
again, I
well.
think it's worth mentioning the culture at the time. No one had seen a damn Godzilla movie in like almost a decade. So the second
And most people have
everyone
never seen
realizes-
it. Yeah.
Unless you're the 1998 movie, that's for sure.
That's what we mean, GoFly. Like no one has
That's
seen.
That's what we meant.
So when
was
people
like-
see an actual when they see Godzilla, like if they've only seen '98, but then they watch 2014, they'll look at 2014 and be like, "Oh,
Holy
that's
shit.
Godzilla. Now that's
Oh,
Godzilla.
yeah.
Now that
Okay,
is a proper Godzilla.
all right."
I didn't
so-
hear. I didn't know what you mean, so that's why.
Of course you don't
What do
know.
you mean?
All right, moving on.
Yeah, moving on.
So I'm just. It sounds to me. Why are these two scenes that both feature a similar ability trying to do different things with it? Why aren't they the same? Oh my god, that doesn't prove anything.
You know,
Yeah.
this
The entire
sounds like
theater
what
was-
people assume that Blackaruni thinks. There's a lot of people that think that Blackaruni only wants like the serious stuff.
Don't say his name 3 times or he'll appear.
Blackaruni. Yeah, but again, like this is exactly how people assume Blackaruni thinks. Like for real. Like like he cannot actually differentiate from two things just because one is dark and he likes it and the other one is not like that. But no, this guy is actually like the representation of that mindset.
Here's the one confusing thing I want to say is that people like him they love the Toho Godzilla movies but hate the American ones. But the Toho movies, the only Toho movies they seem to always dislike is the Heisei era for some reason. Is it because there's a lot of
Oh,
American
did he touch a
Hollywood
nerve
references
with
in there?
you?
I don't know.
He touched a nerve with you, huh, little boy?
I mean, but to be fair, he
Bruno
hasn't really
Mars,
said
Rainbow
anything
G,
about
Sam the Dragon fan.
Heisei.
Yeah,
So
he
far.
doesn't.
Yeah, he hasn't. He hasn't said anything about the Heisei era because otherwise we'd just be dealing with a repeat of movie good, movie bad's video where he just
But it's weird because
goes over the history and then acts like that proves anything.
it's
Yeah.
weird that the Toho purists love everything Toho
We're
Godzilla.
going
unless
to
the
move
Heisei era
on.
for some reason.
Yeah, let's move on. Let's just
Yeah,
move
let's
on.
go.
We need to get to the anime
at the
trilogy.
horror and spellbinding beauty of it. As horrific and spellbindingly beautiful as Godzilla himself was, this was the first Godzilla I was ever truly
Someone
scared
says apparently
by.
Black Rudy said Heisei is boring.
Hideaki perfected
that's
Godzilla
true,
as
and
a
I think
physical
he should be
embodiment
arrested
of
for
nuclear
that.
body horror. Whereas the texture of the original Godzilla was meant to echo the keloid scarring of Hiroshima victims, Shin Gojira's skin
It was not. I feel the need to correct this. That is not an intentional detail. That was apparently a complete accident that the scales of Godzilla meant to represent look
Really?
similar to those scars.
Yeah.
That's actually
Entirely
because of the
unintentional.
cement, also the way it dried up, right?
I didn't.
It's not a.
know.
It
Well,
wasn't
sorry,
like
sorry
cement.
for
So
not saying
what
your full name, C. Anubis. I
the
just don't know.
material?
I just
The
haven't talked to
material
you.
of the
Excuse
the
me for saying
material of the Shodai Goji suit was a
Mhm.
latex rubber compound, which had a consistency similar to concrete. It was not actual cement.
Okay.
All right.
But also,
didn't
can I say something real quick?
Yeah, what's
I
up?
remember back in the day when like the whole speculation of Shin Godzilla, like I always thought that he was like a zombie. Like it was supposed to be connected to the original.
The speculation days prior to Shin, after that second trailer where we finally saw the design in full, that was something.
To be fair, I wasn't online terminally back then, but
That being said,
I would like to know what were
is
the
it okay if I say
speculations.
something? I was just gonna say, despite how much I'm not a fan of Shin Godzilla the movie, nothing will ever stop me from ever stopping me to think that Shin Godzilla is easily one of my favorite Godzilla designs ever. None of you will say what that this
Look,
design is true.
I'm not about to
It's
argue
fair.
with that. I don't hate this thing from a design standpoint.
Yeah, I love it too.
Honestly,
yeah, like I think we can all agree it's a good design.
I don't.
Yeah.
I can see why some.
I
can
would
see
say
why
it.
some would.
For
Honestly,
what
there's a
they're
lot more
going
scary Godzilla designs out there.
for what they're going for, like the Shin design is fine, but I still don't. I just don't. It just doesn't. It just doesn't look that appealing to me. Really,
I think that's by. I think, to be fair, I think that is somewhat by design.
Yeah.
So I think that's just something worth considering. But
Hmm.
I'm going to continue the video.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
is blackened and cracked, the muscle underneath showing through and radiating with nuclear fission. He looks like a burn victim in perpetual agony, like something that must die and cannot. His head is just a burnt mass of teeth with two beady, unfeeling eyes. His hands are clawed and upturned, like a writhed and burnt corpse. And his tail,
Well,
Shin
the thing
Gojira
is
is a giant, ambulatory, cancerous.
What's up, say?
Well, the thing is like the burnt design thing isn't really even intentional or that reflective of what Shin Godzilla's origins actually are. Like, because he's supposed to be like an aquatic fish that was like mutated by
There is
nuclear waste.
definitely a narrative dissonance between this design and Shin Godzilla's origins. There's also a thematic dissonance. Due to the fact that this interpretation has no actual ties to the supposed incident that this film is talking about, whereas literally every other film that's more socially conscious in the Godzilla series ties Godzilla back in some ways, whereas this film doesn't do that.
Yeah, it's almost like they try to take the design philosophy of the original Gojira design and just sort of like amalgamate it with the new origins of Shin's design, and they just like add like red, like had it to where like the like red coloring coming out of him just to make it just be like, oh hey, that looks pretty.
Like I think that the movie does tie things, but it only ties it in the sense that government incompetence, and the government is incompetent because of Godzilla appearing, but Godzilla himself doesn't do shit. He just walks.
You mentioned the
and
this is just going to go into some stuff. I guess y'all will get a little hint into a point I have in the Shin debate, which is that because Shin is
Hold on.
What's up, Nico?
What?
Nico,
I think I think he might not want to hear it just yet. I think he's planning to talk to stuff about it during the Shin debate. I don't know.
I think something may be coming up on his end that he wants to mute. So.
In the meantime, I guess while we wait for Nico to get back. Hey, Cianimus, it's been a minute since you've been on the streams.
Yeah, come here.
Please come back. We'll sacrifice 05.
No.
Yes.
Yes.
No, please don't. No,
Yes.
Even Hoshi agrees.
Love child of a fish and Gorum. Okay, you need to understand what image is in my head now. Have you guys seen the ad of that one Asian man just like dancing with like a fish puppet?
No.
I mean, there's Godzilla versus Hedorah.
It's not that. Hang on.
Who's Goromaki, by the way? Is it the scientist at the beginning?
Yes.
Yeah, the guy who disappeared. Who they were on the ship, who owned the ship that they were on at the beginning, and they just said that he disappeared.
Yeah, he totally fucked a fish.
Yeah,
he decided to go full. He went full
speculation that there's just been fan speculation that Goromaki, that Goromaki got infused with the creature that would become Godzilla, and so there's just speculation that Godzilla in Shin Godzilla is just a flashback.
That is
which is definitely an interesting perspective. I've chosen not to approach that angle. One, because it's not an angle or interpretation I actually agree with.
Yeah, the film never even the problem is that the film never confirms it, and so because the film doesn't even want to address like why Godzilla is even up and about and attacking in the first place. Like, why is he where is he going? What is his objective? Like, what is he?
Yeah, and then
what is his end goal? Really?
And then it replaces all of that characterization that it doesn't do by putting the lyrics of "Who will know" in the middle of the movie and saying
which is and some of the lyrics are obfuscated by the sound design in the film itself. Like when Godzilla's blowing shit up, like you can't even hear the lyrics half the time. So for all even if you do understand it, you're just like.
I actually made an attempt to rework the audio of that scene as a just an experiment to see if it made it more potent. So like the exact moment the main chorus of the thing starts, I have it literally drown out the rest of the scene. So you just vaguely hear the sounds of the city going to flames in the background as the music becomes the focus.
Who will blow my brush?
Honestly, Shin Godzilla is honestly a lot more evil than most people would believe, honestly.
No.
It's like, we can't even make that a search in 05 because it's like,
What?
there's nothing to go off of, and that's ultimately the main issue with Shin as a take.
That's
There's
true.
genuinely nothing.
His actions speak
even
louder
the whole flesh mech angle, which I don't really agree with, and I've chosen not to approach with for the Shin Godzilla debate stream, mostly because I just don't want to feel like I'm making shit up about Shin Godzilla because I'm not Blackaroonie with the Superman debate.
True.
But
I mean,
are you sure about that?
Yes, see, I am sure about that. So
I mean, what I was going to say is that,
Give me
to
just
be
a minute.
fair, if you want to go on the philosophical of, discussion of evil, where is evil the absence of good, technically you could say that Shin is evil, but like I don't think that most people think of it that way. At least not that deeply.
most people, I think, are in agreement Shin is one of the more sympathetic versions, at least once the lyrics of Who Will Know are dissected,
Exactly.
which seems to imply a pained... I'd also like to bring special mention to, I guess since we're on this topic while we wait for Nico Stud to get back, I'll wait for until the stream timer reaches an hour 20, and then I'll continue on without him. But in regards to that, I'd also like to bring a special motion to Defeat is No Options lyrics. Because I've actually looked at this too, and they seem to tell a similar story to Who Will Know as well.
What song is that, and in which IP is that showing?
Defeat is No Option is the song that's playing when Godzilla is arriving in Tokyo. It's the deep horror-esque strings.
Ah, okay. Bum 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 bum. That one, right?
Anyway, let's continue.
I'm waiting, Hoshi. I'm waiting for the stream timer to reach hour 20 on my end, and then I'm gonna continue with that, Nico Stud.
Oh, good, because I gotta pee real quick.
Hey guys, sorry, I had to do something.
He's back.
Quick.
All right, cool. I guess I'll exchange.
I was listening in the background, I had to do something off screen.
Okay.
He had to cry.
I'm just talking about the
What did you say?
You had to cry.
No, I had chores to do, boy. You shut up, 05. I don't need to hear a lip from you.
Okay, whatever. You want to hear a hot take?
No, and I don't care, pussy boy.
So someone has. I just wanted to say someone has noise on the background. So before we play it, you should just know who it is, so they can mute themselves. That's all. Okay, now it's fine. It was Hoshi. It's fine. It's okay.
All right.
Whatever weird noises that y'all may have been just hearing might have been me. I took the laptop into my laundry room really quick to go take care of something. But
Okay,
I guess since I'm on the topic of I'll finish this point and then we'll move on. But
Okay.
the the lyrics behind "Defeat is no option" also paint a similar story to
Who will know?
to Who Will Know, but not from Godzilla's perspective. It's more so a third party talking to Godzilla, because it says the lyrics read, "Lift your head up from the battle, though your spirit may be fragile. So your skin is pale and ashen, in your blood runs pride and passion. Only defeat is no option. Lift your head up for one more battle, then your spirit may be free." Which seems to imply that Godzilla is literally bloodied, battered, absolutely worn, and is a malformed variant, but is continuing on in the hopes that something, whatever it might be that he is trying to do, can finally free him of the pain that is his current existence.
Well, I mean, that's kind of funny to say that when up to that point, when the military tried to shoot at him, but it's it didn't really leave him all that bloody. It doesn't happen until after the song played, when they actually dropped the bunker busters into him.
I'd like to give just some pushback to that, and that is that in that point, you could also make the argument in that way that Shin registers, this isn't doing anything, this isn't helping, kill me, so he just moves on.
Suffering.
What I would say against that is when they finally hit him, the motherfucker defends himself. So I'm just saying.
Which is also another thing, is why do you kick the bridge then?
Well, yeah, exactly. That's what I was about to say. Why did he kick the bridge, which could kill the things that are trying to kill him if he wants to be killed?
Yeah, if Shin wants to, die, then
if he wants to die, then why are you doing things that would basically be seen as an act of retaliation against you trying to...
exactly.
He has to
He's
make
defending himself. He definitely doesn't want to die. He wants to conquer. He's evil.
Yeah, he literally evolves to keep going.
Really a point that's made clear. That's only implied.
And that's ultimately one of the main things. Is there's a difference between ambiguous storytelling and just straight up not telling us shit.
Yeah, the problem though is what we're told in the lyrics of these songs and what we're shown. They directly contradict each other. And that's
true.
And that's why Shin's motivation is just so murky at best and at worst and hardly existent.
I'm gonna go on a limb here and say maybe maybe Blackaroni is right. Maybe we should have something explained to us.
And then Brayden likes to think that this movie is better than Godzilla vs.
Yeah, let's just continue. We've been on here long enough.
I do not think
so. That lurches unthinkingly.
Again, sorry for
unfeelingly
being delayed. I just had to do chores.
That's fine.
My only regret with the film is that we did not get to see Hideaki's full concept come to fruition, including the fissioned off Godzilloids being creepy naked women, which would be a very Anno Hideaki move. Instead, we still get a poignant end with Japan.
Just saying this personally, and then I'm going to resume this, but I am personally relieved we did not get that stuff.
I'm sorry, I actually
it probably would have been a bit too overdone. I feel like it's only good in Evangelion.
And at that point,
there would have been to Rule 34 with that shit.
Oh no! Oh my god! Oh fuck! Yeah, you're right. No! And with Godzilla's tail looking like a dick. Shit, that'll look worse. Oh no!
Reminds you of what he'll do with that tail, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh shit!
So also, sometimes it's good that some concept art is scrapped because this has nothing to do with Godzilla. Also, on top of everything,
the idea of just what this is. I feel like if they actually went that angle with in Shin, would have crossed a line that I think should not be crossed, especially because at that point you stopped making a Godzilla film and you've just turned Godzilla into an angel from Ava.
I mean, that's what essentially Shin is an Ava.
That's the problem. Yeah.
I think
That's
that-
kind of the main. Now, granted, I haven't seen Ava, so I can't really make that assertion since I don't know
What
the
may work
Actually,
in Ava may not work in Godzilla. That's all I'm just gonna say.
And what I'm going to say, because I did watch Evangelion, is that actually the angels in Evangelion, not only they evolve, but also like some of them do have like their own personality and their own strategies to how they fight, which like I think is more interesting than anything that Shin Godzilla does.
Can I say something?
No.
It's weird how people hate the 1998 Godzilla for being completely devoid of deviation of Godzilla, but then they like incarnations like Shin, Earth, and Ultima for whatever reason, even though they're even less of a Godzilla than Zilla 98.
I would say they're about roughly equivalent in terms of how quote unquote faithful they are. If we're to go that,
The only
I would
difference
say
is
I would still say Zilla
Yeah,
is
the
a
90
worse deviation than 98.
The difference is all three Godzillas could withstand conventional weaponry.
Which is
But,
like
but
a
that doesn't
core
really
element.
mean much, because here's the thing: like Shin is completely, like he's basically impossible to kill with like explosions and shit like that. And when you finally get him in the back, then he evolves to stop that, right? But like, well, that's true to Godzilla, being defeated by science and not by rockets.
Yeah,
It still kind of takes away some of the tension to me. Like, okay, so the coagulant is going to kill it. Like, coagulant could kill anything. Like, I'm just saying, it's not that special.
Yeah, like
So you could kill
on
any
top of
Godzilla
that, I
with
would
it.
even on top of that, like I'll even go as far as say that 98 is a better character than Shin.
Yes.
Yes.
Or
True.
Ultima, because he's an actual
True.
because Zilla's an actual character. Like you can
Yeah.
actually understand why 98 is going about doing what he's doing, and like you understand what the motivation is without it just being without it just like granted characters have to tell us what's going on much later on, but at least we can at least understand why why 98 is doing it. It's an animal that's just doing it for survival. It's not Godzilla like. I won't argue against that, but at the very least there's a character there that's like tangible, whereas with Shin, Earth, and Ultima, God's like single point Godzilla in general. What even is their character? Like, what can you even say their traits are and their motivations are for doing what they're doing?
Although to be fair,
the thing
I
I
have to
can
be
say
fair.
about Godzilla Earth is that he's quite literally the embodiment of nature's anger towards humanity. That's all.
Yeah, but that's not a
character.
character
Also,
though. That's just themes.
He's a
I
big
will say,
Yeah.
though,
That's
Godzilla
not
Earth,
really
out
a-
of all, I will say Godzilla Earth, judging from the shots from his eyes, I will say he does have the most personality out of the other Reiwa Godzillas. I will say. because
How? All he is
we-
just a big old grumpy tree.
We do
He
get
doesn't
shots
really
of
have
his
that much
eyes,
personality for
showing
what I
us some
remember.
personality. It's not that much, but we do see some personality of Earth. I will say.
I will actually give
Yeah.
this one crumb 205, which
Yeah,
is
he's
in
right.
that
Yeah, the one crumb.
hang on. So is that there is very clearly an attempt in those films to like show that there's something going on in Godzilla's head beyond just he's
old-
angry. So congratulations, 05. You got something right. That's still not even close to bronze, so don't celebrate.
Yeah, don't celebrate.
Woo!
What did I
Look,
just
Victor,
Don't
there
like
you go.
you. We just don't like
Anyways,
you regardless.
continuing.
Yeah, continue though.
98 is
neutralizing
peak.
Godzilla, but not destroying him. Having to learn to live with the threat that Godzilla, and by extension nuclear power, poses. Though certainly set up for a sequel, we are almost a decade on from the film, and there's really no need for it. Shin
Actually,
Gojira stands on its
they are
own
deciding
as one of the most remarkable Godzilla films.
As one of the
Now,
lamest
the
Godzilla
problem with
films.
the Reiwa era being Godzilla's art house film phase
Ew.
Okay,
is that
all right, sorry,
Yeah.
Drew. I need your opinion on this art here. Like, what do you think of it? Does it not look like shit?
Yeah,
It looks like
That
reheated
is
shit.
without question AI generated. One of the
Yeah, no
things
shit.
is abnormally wrong. There's three different dude.
No,
Could
not
you
only
not
that,
just be
dude. Like
bothered to
it
draw
looks
MS
like
Paint?
communist Godzilla. What the fuck?
So
That and
this
the
guy is-
cigar doesn't even come to his mouth. And Like,
Yeah, no, it's
It looks
like
like it's in his
through
cheek.
lip. He's got 2 noses as well. Look.
I have to ask, guys.
He's got
Got 3 nostrils.
I wanted to ask something because I know that you have like experience with YouTube videos, and would you get like copyright striked if you just use like, for example, a Matt Frank drawing or no? Okay, why the
I
fuck
do
does
not
he use
know
this then?
I do
Okay,
Because he's
you
a
don't know.
lazy bum.
No,
Yeah,
but you know what? Actually, it's faster to just go and get the Matt Frank than to go and generate a new one.
Yeah, it's literally faster to go control save on a Google
So-
image than it is to generate whatever the hell this shit is.
Also,
Exactly,
is it
so
just
it's not
me, or
laziness.
also is it just
Yeah.
me, or does he have like an X engraved on his chest like he's a fucking X-Men?
I
No,
think
but
that
also,
was-
like, he has a
that
turtle
was
shell.
giving him like a suit or something like that.
No, what it
Oh my
has
god,
is,
I just
like-
realized the 2 noses. Oh shit.
Yeah.
You just noticed the 2 nostrils?
The
Yes, he's
4
got 2
nostrils.
noses.
2 noses with 4 nostrils total.
He has strong sense of smell.
Yeah.
This
No,
is
he's a
Shin's
Shin's
mutant that
sixth
needs to
cannot
be
hide from
exploited.
this.
Guys,
So
this
the
is
mother-
Shin's 6th form.
Dear God.
He grows a
I
hat.
is a Reiwa Era fan, and a AI generated art user already makes him a complete loser already.
Yeah, he's still more comprehensible than you are, which is crazy.
God damn.
Right.
I mean, I just wouldn't call someone a loser for something like that. Like liking anything or using
Now,
AI.
Preston Mad saying that
Right.
the problem with sourcing Matt Frank is that he's an asshole and will bitch about it.
Oh, really? I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
actually, I,
Wow.
as someone who I do not care for Matt Frank, just full on.
I
Yeah,
still
no,
like
he
his
he like didn't he like do something with one of the political. You have so many. You have like to be honest, you
Okay,
Americans
so
have so
what-
much shit going on politically that I don't even know when he made some comments that were like,
I don't
"Holy
know.
shit!"
Look, Lau, we
Yeah,
don't even know. We don't even know, Lau. Like, we
Yeah.
don't even know.
I know
Okay.
Matt Frank. I know I've seen Matt Frank's art, but he's an asshole.
Okay, so it's less that he is just an asshole. He has a different problem where he just will not shut up about politics.
Oh.
Yeah, like, I still like his art. Like, I still like.
I guess
still
I
consider
guess
his
Preston
inspiration,
Matt's
like,
comment
keep the
is like in the
political stuff
context
out,
of him
please.
being the context of like what Preston Madge is saying about him being an asshole is that he would bitch about people like using his art for for something
Oh,
like this.
yeah, but
Oh,
he's
like,
also an
maybe-
asshole because
oh.
when Charlie Kirk died, and now I'm looking at the screenshots that I took, he was justifying that the guy was horrible as if that
Okay, guys,
you know.
guys, can I say something now?
Yeah, go ahead,
Yep.
Hoshi.
I'm going to be leaving now, if that's okay for you guys.
All right.
Uh,
All right.
So-
Okay.
see you around, Hoshi. It was good. It was good talking to you.
Yep.
See
You
you
have a good
later.
one, man.
But
Hoshi,
before I-
you plan to show up for the Gamera pitch stream on Monday?
Oh, I
yes,
definitely
but
will.
please
Oh,
don't
yeah,
let it be
I
on
need
midnight
to-
in my
I
place.
need to really get to working on my teaser image for Gamera.
Okay,
I've already
but
shown.
But before I go, I'm just gonna say this right now. Tomorrow, me and my sister are gonna be going at an art festival. If that's okay for you guys.
Ooh.
I don't-
Well, I mean, of course it's gonna be okay
No,
with
I
us.
don't
It's our
approve of
life.
it. You cannot go.
You don't
You're
need
not
our
allowed.
permission to go to an art festival with your sister. That's fine. you can
Oh,
do
go have
that.
fun. Maybe show us some pictures of what you find there.
But
Yeah.
also one more thing. On 28th of November is gonna be a comic book festival in my town.
Oh.
Okay, that one you cannot go to because it's full of perverts. You're not allowed.
Oh no.
It's unsafe.
Well,
Yeah, no, you're not going. No.
but also before I go, do you guys have anything to say about my camera design and my redesigns of his photos that he has fought? Have you at least seen them?
Yes.
I've seen it, but I think it should be best reserved for when the Gamera stream comes. But as a sneak peek, I think it looks cool.
Yeah, me
it
too.
looks awesome.
All right.
Very cool. Have you seen it?
I have. I am reserving any statements for the Gamera stream because I am also working on my own stuff.
That
Okay.
means he didn't like it. He didn't like it.
Wow. Wow.
Wow.
Come on, man.
And also, one more thing.
I'm joking.
As for my update on my one-shot manga, I am currently writing it right now.
Oh,
Okay.
cool! I can't wait to check that out.
Thanks.
Yeah.
It's going to be coming out at the end of this month. Look forward to it.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, I hope you have a wonderful day and see you on the Gamma live stream.
You see you later, Hoshi.
Take care, man.
Yeah. Bye.
Thank you guys for having me on, and bye.
Bye.
Hey.
Also, I guess I was trying to say like maybe with the whole like the comment thing of like, oh, Matt would be mad about like if we show his art, like maybe if we like gave him credit in the video, like maybe that would take the heat off a little bit. Or
I don't know. In regards to shit about like him about Charlie.
Sup? Let's talk about the anime trilogy. We into the anime trilogy yet?
No, we're focusing on this.
We're
focusing on this
Let me unpause the video. Actually, let's get moving.
Yeah, let's get moving.
We just stopped talking about Shin, I guess.
Those fans who preferred Godzilla as a heroic monster brawler detested Shin Gojira as no real Godzilla movie at all.
Oh my god, okay, pause it.
Hold on.
I'm sorry.
Wait.
Who's saying this?
Who's saying this?
Yeah, who's saying this?
Yeah, who's saying this?
Actually, like the people that don't like Shin don't like him for the reasons we mentioned, which is he just doesn't have a personality. He's not even evil.
Yeah, the movie just has a bad script.
Yeah,
and also, by that logic, wouldn't those people who say like, oh, they hate Shin because he's not fighting a monster, like, wouldn't that by that logic mean that they don't like 54 or Return to Godzilla?
Yeah,
Like,
I hate that sentiment. I hate that people think that, oh, you hate Shin, Polygon Trilogy, and Singular Point because there weren't any monster fights. No, I hated them.
Well, why do we love -1 then? Explain
exactly.
that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I love -1.
Hold on. I need. Hold on. O5. Hold on. Shut up for a second. With regards to the anime trilogy, one of the first movies says that. Hold on. It promises like Planet of Monsters. There's barely any monsters in there. There's just Giles knockoffs, and then like we have the ending of Planet Eater that should have had like a more epic Ghidorah fight, but it just never happens. Like literally, when the fan animated short does a better job, you know you messed up.
Yeah, like I hate these type of people. This is why I attack these people. This is why I do not give these people a second chance. If I see them,
I mean, attacking is different. Like I don't think you should attack someone for having like a stupid ass opinion. Because to be fair, honestly, then you should be attacked too. 2005, like you have said a lot of things that I think are really dumb.
Also, hello,
but I don't.
Newcomer.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not a newcomer, man. Same person.
The entire sentiment really pisses
I know. I
me
just
off.
wanted to be
It's
funny.
like, why not one person ever thought Shin was a bad film for those reasons? Not.
I think it's
you don't need to invent a straw man for this.
No, I do think that that's his experience, but the fact that he actually believes that that's like the general thing as a creator is like, do you really not interact with anyone else that has like different views?
This is an issue that I see with a lot of people who do this, is they will say stuff like,
yeah.
Yeah, I just don't think he didn't think. I just think
they have any idea about what the Godzilla fandom as a whole is like, based off of their own skewed experiences. Blackaroonie is guilty of this as well.
I honestly think he didn't think this part of his video through when he said that. Like, it was like, well, what are they? He didn't think about what that would imply if people said that they hated Shin because it didn't have Godzilla fighting another monster.
Yeah. He might have been interacting
without considering all the other Godzilla movies that only have Godzilla in it and no other monster for him to fight that are also beloved, including the film that started the franchise in the first place.
Exactly. He might have been interacting with the wrong fan
I don't
base,
get this
the wrong
idea.
people then.
All right,
Yeah.
I'm pausing the video.
Yeah.
I'm just guessing he was
And narrated
asking.
like both King Kong and the Japanese Academy Award Best Picture winner Shin Gojira. Personally, I think everything that could be done with Godzilla as a monster brawler has pretty much been done over the past 70 years. I'm very much
Since
excited
when was
by seeing
Godzilla a
more
monster
inventive, novel,
brawler
and interesting
in
approaches to the
Shin
franchise,
Godzilla?
which is why the
No,
Reiwa
No,
era
he's not talking
is so
about
great.
Shin. He's talking
As
about
such,
everything
Godzilla
else.
as a
became one of the
whole.
most
Also,
controversial
guys-
entries into the entire Godzilla franchise.
Okay,
The
guys.
anime
hot
trilogy,
take.
produced by Netflix and
No,
Polygon.
Here we go.
Whereas the medium of anime implicitly promised an inconceivable scale of Godzilla battles, what it delivered was a deeply introspective, philosophical trilogy of science fiction feature films that left many Godzilla fans disappointed. As I said, Shin
Pause
Gojira
it.
was already trying to paint
Hang
a
on.
certain kind of Godzilla fan.
All right, let's pause it so we can.
One moment. Hang on. I don't
All right.
want to say anything yet because he hasn't made his. I hasn't.
Okay, yeah, you know what? Kuru is right.
I'm
We
supposed
shouldn't
to
pause
see
it
his
yet.
rage bait.
Yeah, no, he's right.
Alright,
He's
hold
right.
on.
We shouldn't pause it yet. Let's
Maybe
play it.
we can back up so we can hear the rest.
Yeah.
Hear
I
the
think-
whole
Yeah.
thing. Let's.
I
Oh my
The-
god.
Let's
Can
give
I, real
him.
quick- I want to real quick preface this. Planet of Monsters is the best one only because by virtue of being the Force Awakens effect, I like to call it, because
I
it's
guess-
it's the least painful one.
It's
That
still
is
shit.
true.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's still shit, but it's the least painful one.
Yeah, that is
Like
true.
Planet the most because of how weird it is.
Yeah. In hot take, they
No
they should
more
have
hot
gone
take.
through the
We need to
direction
continue.
of the trilogy. They should have for Godzilla's first anime adaptation. It should have been a.
Oh my god, what happened?
Oh
Well,
shit!
listen to me.
She
Well,
took
the anime
over!
trilogy was originally
What
supposed to be
happened?
seen going to that.
It's
Minimize!
Skynet!
Get him out of here! Get him out of here!
Help!
He's Skynet!
What am I
What happened?
doing?
Skynet. No.
What happened?
Hold
Hold on!
take.
Thank you. Hold on. Crap. How do I
Come to the
minimize
stream.
them? There we
Oh,
go.
okay.
Okay, thank God.
That's my point.
Oh.
They should have gone for a more traditional Godzilla anime because it's so easy. Instead, they went with this shit, and I'll never forgive Toho for that.
It's so easy when it takes like years and years for an animation to like happen.
I know, but
Okay,
No,
should,
I don't
should,
think you
should
do
we
know.
play
I
it
don't
though?
think you do
So
know
we
that.
listen.
yeah, let's play.
We should play it.
Yeah, let's.
Yeah, I'm going to be. What I'm going to say is just wait, see what he actually has to say. Maybe he might have a point here, and we're just like. One moment.
Just the shock of it all.
Whereas
I
the
guess.
medium of anime implicitly promised an inconceivable scale of Godzilla battles, what it delivered was a deeply introspective, philosophical trilogy of science fiction feature films that left many Godzilla fans disappointed. As I said, Shin Gojira was already trying the patience of that certain kind of Godzilla fan who only likes big monster brawls. The anime trilogy snapped it completely and catalyzed the Reiwa era as Godzilla's art house movie era. Destroy All Monsters, Final Wars, or the Heisei era, this was not. Despite whatever pacing problems the combined 4 hours of the trilogy might have, it is a fascinating exploration of philosophical themes through the contrasts of its 4 humanoid species and their respective allegorical monsters. Central to the trilogy, and especially the first film, Godzilla, Planet of Monsters, is the relationship between humankind and Godzilla itself. Godzilla is the product and embodiment of all of humankind's hatred, violence, and alienation from nature.
All right, pause it.
Ultimate end of
All right,
humanity's
pause.
path of
Yeah, I
warfare.
got some
I'm
things to
surprised
say.
this isn't rage bait.
I got some things to say.
Because we kind of already like let him listen to the point, and I think we probably should have like at some point. But
It's
Yeah.
like.
Oh yeah,
okay.
introspective. No, we basically follow bootleg Eren Yeager as we see him fight against Godzilla
Honestly,
because he's like,
It's.
destroy Godzilla,
The-
destroy Godzilla.
I'm trying
Yeah.
to see. I'm trying to be generous here. So just for a moment.
yeah,
Trying to. The reason people were upset is because you call it Planet of Monsters and then pull the wool out from over everyone's eyes.
You know,
Like, so it's the title is misleading, and a lot of people were wanting a serious anime treatment for Godzilla, considering this was right when anime was starting to become a lot more mainstream here in the US.
Technically, anime was mainstream way before the anime trilogy.
No. But the thing is, Attack on Titan was at its peak on the same year, wasn't it? I think that season 2 had come out
Yeah, I think
even
it's
when
about-
this first movie came out.
Yeah, but it
One moment.
technically was mainstream way before the anime trilogy.
Oh yeah.
so-
But the
Yeah,
thing
well,
is,
that's
Attack
not-
on Titan was all on its own, like the new wave of mainstream. Like it was like a huge thing when it came out, like the first season back in
The original
2013.
season of Attack on Titan aired in 2013 in April.
Yeah,
I think the second season aired in like what 26?
16, 17, something like that.
Yeah,
All
somewhere
right.
along those
So,
lines.
but to try, Jesus, to try and be generous,
Uh-huh.
he's trying to say that the films were like, that the films were trying to be like deeply introspective and stuff in regards to that, and yet you can genuinely describe the 4 other alien races, so the 4 non-human species, as what can be said about the Hotua, like genuinely. In regards to the Exif and Bilu Saludo, they are genuinely just cold, logical people, and then the others are the Exif are just a cult.
Yeah.
And there is
And then
absolutely no
bug
one in those
people.
groups that is like an outlier or is like, no, what we're doing is wrong. There's no nuance to the discussion. It is genuinely just, this is how they are, and all of the Exif are
Monolithic.
secretly evil cultists who are worshipping Ghidorah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
honestly-
even you could even say that the Hotua are just like unambiguously good.
You
Like
know-
there's
Yeah,
no
They're
exactly.
nuance
bug
with them
people.
either.
They're bug people.
You
Yeah.
know, Black
Yeah.
Rooney did say that in his Snyderverse video that about several things that will manipulate people into thinking that Hollywood films are
No, we're not talking about the
And yet-
Snyderverse. Get
and
that
this
out
is
of
exactly what the Polygon trilogy did to people, with its soundtrack being way too emotional for its own sake. Some religious imagery.
Okay, that's
Dialogue
one thing I have to disagree on. The soundtrack is actually the only thing that's good in this anime trilogy. Okay.
Yeah,
And
so-
I
is
would
it even
like
that
to-
good?
I
be
challenge
fair.
the
I barely remember it.
yeah, sense of scale.
Yeah.
The Polygon trilogy with those 4 stuff easily manipulated several people into thinking that they were great movies when in reality they're not.
I
That's
don't think
exactly-
these
I mean,
movies
also
were
the
that
fact-
successful manipulating anybody into thinking that they were great. Like they just got,
I
they
mean,
just
also, I
barely
would
got,
generally
they got
challenge
swept under
the
the
I
notion
radar.
basically gaslit myself to thinking the anime trilogy was good when these came out. It wasn't until
Yeah,
like years after I was like, oh, this is ass. This is hot ass.
Like here's the
Okay,
thing.
can you explain?
Guys, we have Black Rudy in the chat. He says, "Leave my name out your mouth."
I mean,
I didn't know we have Will
the thing
Smith
about
in
what
the
Black
chat.
Rooney
I
said
didn't
in
know we
regards
have
to a
Will Smith
soundtrack
in chat.
manipulating you, and it's just like, no, because a
Yeah.
soundtrack is literally a part of the filmmaking process. It is not like that's
But
part
if
of
the
the
soundtrack is
equation here,
good,
Rooney. It's
it
not
will.
manipulating you or anything. Give
I
credit where
mean-
credit is due, like an emotionally mature human being. But
No, the
To
thing is,
unpause, let's continue.
this movie doesn't even have that good of a soundtrack that it can
it
make
does.
you.
I think it does.
Can you name one track that actually pops in your head? You know, all that well, the same way that other Godzilla movies have soundtrack bits of soundtrack that just go
name
that
one
are just
track.
burned into your
Name
brain.
one
Because I can't think of any track in this film that I
Okay,
could.
to be fair, the Godzilla theme with the choir I remember it and I think it sucks. I think it's trash. I think it fucking like I actually would prefer the Yankee XL theme instead of that one because I think it's so
honestly,
boring.
yeah.
No.
Boring.
I'm
I will say there
sorry.
is
The soundtrack for the anime trilogy at least feels atmospheric and has good tunes, and plus we got
It is
Zai from it.
atmospheric, but it's boring.
Exactly.
I fell
not
asleep.
boring. It's not boring.
It's
The movie is boring.
boring.
It's not boring.
I'm
It's the
continuing the
freaking
video
plot.
Industrialization and technological development. When Godzilla proved unstoppable in the 21st century, a remnant of humanity fled the planet along with our extraterrestrial allies in their religiously devout Ekshif and genius engineers Bilis Saludos, only to return 20 years later in relative time when a young human, Haro, developed a workable strategy to finally take him down. However, 20 years in relativistic time was 20,000 years of elapsed time on Earth. In the intervening millennia, the entire planet adapted to Godzilla's biology, a mirror of our own Anthropocene epoch, and a place where the plants, monstrous wildlife, and even the air itself are completely hostile to human life.
You mean the
Godzilla has made Earth unfit for
To
human
be fair,
habitation.
he is obviously referring to the Servum here and how they've grown to try to emulate Godzilla to some extent.
Even though they're basically just dragons.
The trees and the grass, you could technically say are wildlife because plants are living.
Flora and fauna.
Fair enough, but like.
Okay, so you're not gonna introduce classic monsters? Could you at least introduce Godzilla-like creatures that have evolved?
They introduced Rodan as a pteranodon skeleton in the background in one scene.
You're getting the greatest sin. You're forgetting the greatest sin, sea monster. What is Mothra? A blotted out butterfly PNG.
Lions,
Yeah,
buffaloes,
Mothra's just a PNG.
It was One Punch
It's the
Man
funniest thing ever.
season 3.
Dude,
Maybe
Mechagodzilla's a PNG if you want to break. If you want to think of.
Yeah, that's true.
Even
Actually, yeah.
Even Mechagodzilla's a PNG. Like the only ones that are like
Godzilla is a bootleg Decepticon that turned into a PNG, then turned into a.
He's like a Decepticon that Megatron was like, we don't. Yeah, I'm not even gonna kill you because that would just grant you too much mercy. You're not part of us. Just go.
Suffering life.
King Ghidorah is a discount Lovecraftian character.
Well,
King Ghidorah is basically just.
I would say that it's well executed enough, Ghidorah. But it's also kind of true that it doesn't do anything that's like
the biggest issue with Ghidorah's side of thing isn't so much the creature himself, but rather like the mechanics and the plot, and how the plot was executed in getting him into it. Because like the whole Exib's plan, when you get right down to it, makes no goddamn sense, especially when you get to the Planet Eater, where it's like it just completely falls apart. Like, so you guys played this long con, for 20 years, and humanity is already in such a nihilistic state where they all just want to die. Why didn't you just take advantage of that as opposed to just waiting until you get back to Earth, just so you could do
I suddenly just thought of something, and maybe this is me overthinking something, but why did Ghidorah go after the Eratrum first?
I do not know, honestly.
Because that's where they first.
Evil? I
guess, but I'm just like, why didn't he immediately go into that? And then you make everyone on the Eratrum watch as the fucking planet explodes.
That would just kill them as well, yeah.
Godzilla Earth,
Ghidorah
Anime Mechagodzilla, and Void Ghidorah are potential man memes incarnate.
I don't know what that means, but anyway,
what I was
going to say is that
I don't care.
Hang on.
What I was going to say is that
I remember. I know what he's talking about. It's some trend on Twitter, just like characters who are like, they could be X, but the story doesn't ever let them do it. Anyways, I'm continuing the video.
Yeah, continue.
Okay. This is the trilogy in a nutshell, basically.
Says we are making Earth unfit for nature. The second film, Godzilla, City on the Edge of Battle, introduces the
City on the Edge of Boredom.
These may be a remnant of humankind found in some strange biological and telepathic way to a giant Mothra egg.
No, actually, you cannot say
of coexistence
Edge of
with
Tears.
Dominated nature. A mutation
because that
allows
implies
them to grow Mothra
restoration.
scales.
Here, hold on, wait.
City on the Edge of Age.
Wait, hold on. Let's back up to the beginning of where he's talking about City on the Edge of Battle because we're talking over it too much.
Yes.
I want to hear it.
A City on the Edge of Battle introduces the Hutua. These may be a remnant of humankind found in some strange biological and telepathic way to a giant Mothra egg, who have learned the precious art of coexistence with Godzilla-dominated nature.
This city beat
a mutation that allows them to grow Mothra scales
let
not
it
only
play.
gives them a Mothra-like orange and white appearance, but also protects them from the physical hostilities of Godzilla's world. These scales, applied to the survivors of the previous film, also have healing properties that, in turn, prove very useful when the Bilisaludo betray not merely humankind, but the very idea of humanity itself. The Bilisaludo are secularists and engineers at heart, disdaining the primitive Hutua and superstitious Ekshif alike. Their monster is Mechagodzilla, developed in the 21st century from
It was a
experimental
fucking
nanotechnology.
city!
Godzilla destroyed the facility, and they were forced to abandon Mechagodzilla, but discover upon their return 20,000 years later that
It's a
Mechagodzilla's
Unity model.
nanites survived and continued their evolution. Now, in a kind of perverse imitation of Godzilla and realization of human industrialization, Mechagodzilla's nanotechnology has developed into a slowly spreading city complex. Commandeering the city, the Bilisaludo offer the only real hope of destroying the 300-meter-tall Godzilla. But that offer comes at a Faustian price. In short, they must out-Godzilla Godzilla. Rather than reclaiming the planet from Godzilla for the benefit of humankind, it requires surrendering humankind to nanite assimilation into Mechagodzilla's city, sacrificing their humanity, and then allowing the city of pure technology to assimilate the planet itself.
Nobody cares.
Mechagodzilla represents one form of total alienation from nature, a culmination of the same processes of alienation, pollution, and destruction that birthed Godzilla to begin with. As one of the Bilisaludo themselves put it, this was the inevitable destiny of humankind since the first man took the first axe to the first tree.
Yeah, pause it.
The protection from nanite assimilation provided by the Hutua scales becomes the focal point for a religious revolt.
Okay, he is done on City on the Edge.
Okay, I think the worst thing is that they could have all of this, all the talking, all of the other stuff in it, and still have monster fights, and yet they just couldn't. Like
that's actually true. Yeah, and actually the monster fights could have used to explore the conflicts more in depth and in a more personal way.
Yeah,
because the girl who dies, all I remember from her is that the bounce on her tits was more animated than Mechagodzilla.
Oh my god!
That's all I remember. I don't even remember her name. She had no personality. She was just girl.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, that's what sucks about the anime. There's a lot of animes that just have the girl, and that's it. That's her role. She has tits. So boners can look at it.
So here's a question about the whole thing about, oh hey, Mechagodzilla is like the antithesis of Godzilla because he is like reshaping the environment because the environment is reshaping for his liking. So ergo the city is like, so over the course of however millennia it's been since mankind left Earth, and Mechagodzilla is just sort of left to have his AI sort of build this city. How come Godzilla, over the course of over all that millennia, never was able to spot Mechagodzilla building the city before he put up whatever that sort of field that makes him?
They actually, they do address it that Godzilla, that Mechagodzilla was hiding himself.
Yeah, but but Mechagodzilla would have to have a means developed to be able to start hiding himself, before Godzilla would spot him. So Godzilla would have just been able to spot him if that thing wasn't there. How long would? But it's not
that, and also Godzilla was also hibernating about that course of time. So
yeah, it's like Godzilla's history over the course of this is very off and on in the anime trilogy. He hibernates a lot.
And I think I'm going to go off on a tangent by saying this.
No, we're continuing. We're going through this. Because after this, I'm going to go through.
Oh yeah, right there. He's going to make a weird point on why the way how the playing era ended.
Well, we need to watch it for ourselves.
Yes, that's why. I'm just mentioning it.
Revival in the trilogy's third part, Godzilla the Planet Eater. But this revival is not a turn to the coexisting ways of the Hutua with their communal psychic unity. Instead, it is capitalized on by the Ekshif, who have spent generations leading humanity down the path toward the creation of Godzilla as an offering for their own deity, an extra-dimensional eldritch horror named Ghidorah. Here, the story is motivated by a central conflict between the Hutua worldview and that of the Ekshif, the former affirming life and the latter embracing death. One of the things the trilogy does very well is articulating profound...
This thematic resolution is involved by them banging.
No.
No, the thematic resolution that this film does is just Kaoru killing himself at the end.
Yeah.
Honestly,
No, the
Also, that
thematic
was also
resolution.
I think it is
Actually,
really
if
funny.
you're a high thinker, the actual thematic resolution is that you have to kill yourself instead of doing child support.
yeah.
No, you need to kill yourself after you've had sex because that's how mantises work and Hotu are insects.
You thought Goku
You know,
or
it
Sasuke
says a
were
lot
bad
when the
parents?
worst
Well, look
Godzilla
at
movie
Haru.
ever is the only one that has sex in it.
Oh, Black
Honestly,
Rudy didn't hear what he
more
said,
X-rated
so
Godzilla.
hold on. So yeah, maybe
Skill
back up
issue.
just a bit, just so we could.
We need more X-rated Godzilla films, honestly.
No!
No!
Get the hell out of here. Get the hell out of here with that shit.
Okay, fine.
Sea
fine,
Monster,
okay.
can you kill a 5, please?
Yes! Thank you!
Yes. Oh, something is over.
Oh my god, it's finally over.
Now let Blackaroni in, I guess. I
No.
mean, if you wanted.
First come, first serve, loser.
Well, destiny
anyway.
of humankind, since the first man took the first axe to the first tree. The protection from magic assimilation provided by the
Pause it.
Virtua scales becomes the
No,
focal
I
point
know
for a religious
exactly. Yeah,
revival of the
is
trilogy's
that the
third.
pause you were talking about?
Yes, that's the pause I was talking about. I want you to time how long it took for that pause to go. How long that pause lasted.
One moment.
I want you to time it. So funny.
Since the first man took the first axe to the first tree.
Well.
The
4 seconds?
That was in like
God
5
damn.
seconds. Okay, yeah, that's what I was talking about. Where it's like, I swear, like you think. I mean, he had to have been making videos for at least a couple of years. Like, does he not have editing software where in his timeline you could just pull up not just the video but also where the audio is? Surely, when he did the recording, there would have been like a section where the audio stopped spiking and to be like, okay, what's going on here? Oh, I wasn't saying anything, and I was just like turning the page and then started talking. Here, let me snip this.
Yeah, it's nothing like it's nothing like too egregious, but it's just a little funny and a little distracting.
It sticks out like a sore thumb. It's like this guy just said nothing.
Protection
Exactly.
from
That's
magic
why it's
assimilation provided by
funny.
the Virtua scales becomes the focal point for a religious revival in the trilogy's
Anyway,
third
guys,
part,
I think I might make
Godzilla
my
the
leave
Planet
here.
Eater.
I'll watch the rest
But
of the
this revival is not a turn to
as a
existing ways of
Have a good day, Nico.
Yep, there we go, my man. Thanks for coming on.
No problem. I'll see you guys later.
Bye.
All right.
All right. I think his punishment's over.
No,
Oh,
it's not.
thank you so much.
God damn it! Oh, God damn it! What did I just say?
Shouldn't you say, goddammit, Sea Monster? Since he's the
Yes.
one.
It's like, oh, God damn it! I'll
Damn
fight
Sea
back.
Monster. Why'd you have to do this to me?
All right, I'm unpausing the video. We're doing this.
Okay, yeah, let's do this. Let's do this.
Tua with their communal psychic unity. Instead, it is capitalized on by the Ekshif, who have spent generations leading humanity down the path toward the creation of Godzilla as an offering for their own deity, an extra-dimensional eldritch horror named Ghidorah. Here, the story is motivated by a central conflict between the Hutua worldview and that of the Ekshif, the former affirming life and the latter embracing death. One of the things the trilogy does very well is articulating profound differences in philosophy. These different species are not just variations on the views of the writers, like Star Trek's Federation, who are an infinite diversity of American secular democratic socialists with misshapen foreheads. Many narrative points are built around the fact that these different species think in profoundly, fundamentally different ways. The Billy Saludo think that assimilation into Mechagodzilla is obviously good, so how is it even a debate? The horror of their assimilation into Mechagodzilla is made all the more terrifying by how they cannot even understand why anyone would object. This technological domination over flesh is just the next inevitable step in evolution. They see the humans as traitors for resisting it. The Hutua express confusion over the human desire to defeat Godzilla. In their worldview, to win is to survive and coexist.
Hello.
To lose is to die.
Am I in the stream?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Let's go. Woo.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say anything. I want the stream to end quickly. We're like 2 hours in, So.
Oh, that's just cheap. That's short.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. By
We did it.
C-Monster Live standards, but that doesn't mean normal human standard.
I'm unpausing
Alright.
the video and I'm keeping
I'm
it
talking
going.
for normal people who don't pause every 5 seconds.
Well,
Shut
I
up.
mean, we're trying to be transformative, so we don't steal
Yeah,
the
okay,
video.
okay.
That's kind of what it is.
But
We
like,
aren't
I
on.
feel like there's a line between transformative and whatever this is. All right, this is not transformative. This is something else. You know.
Well, we're pausing to have like long talks. You
But
know,
yeah, okay.
yeah,
So we'll
5
continue
minutes.
the video.
That is transformative.
I'm
Yeah.
unpausing the
I
video.
guess.
He says,
Yay!
making this take longer by ranting about how long we're taking.
I know. I'm well aware. Just
Yeah, but I
Alright.
just want you to keep in
Moving
mind,
on.
To defeat
Kuru.
Godzilla would be like trying to
God.
defeat the seas or the storms. To defeat and dominate is not even in their vocabulary. Meanwhile, the Ekshif embraced a nihilistic worship of annihilation when their own world went through the process of progress, creation of their own Godzilla, and total destruction at the tripartite maw of Ghidorah, summoned
Rick and
into our
Morty
universe to consume the monsters produced by civilization. They came to see this cycle of growth and collapse as the inevitable purpose of the universe. The purpose of existence was to die, as an offering to entropy embodied by Ghidorah.
Well, we
There
kind
was
of
no
figured
win
that
or
in the
loss,
movie.
only
Yeah, well,
acceptance
yeah,
of
The
inevitability.
idea of a kaiju having a cult isn't really a bad idea.
The problem
Well, I
here
mean-
with all of this so far is just basic text. Like
Yeah,
this is
yeah,
the
he's-
description of what.
This isn't exact. Now that it isn't, it's
That's
still
fine.
pretty egregious. Like to the similar extent to Movie Good, Movie Bad's video. The difference is that like at the very least, this video isn't like just straight up malicious, just lying like that video was.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the worst that he did is just sort of assume that people who hated Shin is mainly because like it didn't have any kaiju's fighting each other. But that I mean,
Right.
That's
Yeah,
irrelevant.
It's telling the truth, but it's not doing anything other than telling the truth. There's
yeah,
no.
it's telling us. It's so far like the reason. Like, so why is the anime trilogy good? Oh, here's a plot synopsis, and here's like what
Yeah.
the thing we're trying to say. Like,
Yeah.
okay, I get that, but what? But how did the film execute it? Like, what? Give us some meat to this.
Yeah.
Like, give us some.
Reviews
Like,
these days only just explain the plot synopsis and never explain what makes them good and if it was executed well.
it's pretty
Well,
much like
actually,
he
I
sort
I wanted to ask, guys, how far into the video are we?
I
Like
don't know.
15 minutes last I
20,
checked.
almost 20 minutes in. We're almost into the
Okay.
last third.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's definitely not really going to get into it at this pace.
Yeah, and that's why I'm saying like this video, even though it's 29 minutes, like it pretty much needed to be longer in order to actually go in depth as to why the Reiwa Era of Godzilla is good. You know, by going over each individual film, like each individual film, if you wanted to give just reasonings for why they're good, you know, like they pretty much would need like whole sections essentially. Like this would need to be a long essay type of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because this is just
So,
not
what's
enough.
the perspective on Shin Godzilla being perceived as good? Just curious. Like,
See,
because
it's
it goes over
actually
Shin
about
Godzilla for
politics that it criticizes things. Bleh.
It looked good.
And good direction. He also said that it's like the most beautiful Godzilla movie or something like that. With
One of the most beautiful looking Godzilla movies.
Did he? Oh,
Which is
Hell
ultimately
no.
a subjective thing. If you like how this film looks, that's fine. But
that's
again,
fair.
I am
It's not-
unpausing the video now.
Okay. Yeah, Shin's not like the monster where everything's ugly as fuck. So yeah.
Okay, he's
While many
unpausing.
were unsatisfied with the trilogy because it was more of a philosophy sessional than it was just monsters punching each other, I will say that it provided the only version of Ghidorah that I've ever been truly afraid of. What Shin Gojira did for
Solid.
Godzilla, the Planet Eater did for Ghidorah, as a terrifying Lovecraftian entity from beyond reality whose mere presence warps space and time around
I'm
it.
sorry. Rebirth.
I would imagine
Ghidorah
that
was
audiences in
scary.
the 1960s watching
Oh,
Ghidorah
Rebirth and
materialize for the
Monster
first
3 or
time,
1?
Ghidorah the
That's
three-headed
right.
monster, or again in
Number
Invasion of
3.
Natural Monster,
Number
felt much the
3.
way I did, watching Ghidorah's
Super
horrific
Dragon
time
King
twisting
Ghidorah.
on the human spaceship.
I love that.
Shut
Monster
up.
vs.
Seeing Godzilla's
Ghidorah
atomic
scare
blast.
you.
What did I do to you?
Going back,
While the
both of you.
Shut up, guys.
Oh my
Come
fucking
on.
God damn it!
Now
Both
he's
of
taking
you.
over.
Oh
Both
god.
of you. Be
Sorry,
silent.
y'all.
No, it's my fault. I started.
Okay.
all right,
I'm going to go back here.
Just pick up from right there. Yeah.
Because he's doing the same thing I've seen other Polygon defenders do. It's just like people hate these films because they don't involve the monster fights. No, I hate these films because they contradict itself and spit in the face of the wider themes of the entire Godzilla series.
That's true.
They spit in the face of the wider They spit in the face of the wider context of themselves when you get right down.
This is the issue.
This direction instead of like going through a much more simple and
okay. Maybe we should just finish this part.
Yeah. Let's finish this part.
Everyone shut up for real this time.
Okay.
While many were unsatisfied with the trilogy because it was more of a philosophy sessional than it was just monsters punching each other, I will say that it provided the only version of Ghidorah that I've ever been truly afraid of. What Shin Gojira did for Godzilla, the Planet Eater did for Ghidorah, as a terrifying Lovecraftian entity from beyond reality whose mere presence warps space and time around it. I would imagine that audiences in the 1960s watching Ghidorah materialize for the first time in Ghidorah the Three-Headed Monster, or again in Invasion of Astro Monster, felt much the way I did, watching Ghidorah's horrific time-twisting attack on the human spaceship, and seeing Godzilla's atomic blast helplessly warp around him, while the instrumentation says Ghidorah isn't even there. In the end, the trilogy closes out with a downer. Ultimately, this is a Moses story. We're familiar with the hero's journey.
All right.
Because Moses killed himself. We all know it.
Moses? Are you fucking kidding me?
Okay, this dinosaur has more to do with Moses than this.
Oh, come on, yeah. Alador is more Moses like that.
Okay, I need to. All right, I'm writing that in my April Fool's video right now. I need to make a note of it.
You need to go into the no. See, Monster, you don't understand. You need to go into the secret LGBT undertones of Godzilla vs. Megalon.
I'm including this quote in that video. That is,
hey, actually, we can make Moses into Jet Jaguar when we make that video. The savior from the homosexual evilness hidden in Japan.
You need to start sending me these notes loud in the DM. Come on, you gotta get to it.
We should do it together. Like, if you want to, like, I can help you.
I've started with the script. You gotta send me notes. You gotta tell me exactly what to put down.
Okay. Sorry, it's just that it's for April.
Yeah, I know, but it's better to get it written. I have another video that I'm working on right now. I have a video I'm working on right now.
I'm gonna start today.
I gotta have this. Okay, let's go over. Okay, can we explain why this is such a fucking dumbass point here before we move on?
Let him
because there's no
precedent. Let him say his point first.
He's going to explain why this works, apparently. He's going to explain, actually.
Okay, let's hear him out, and then we'll explain, why he's wrong.
Okay.
This is a Moses story. We're familiar with the hero's journey of the messianic warrior who overcomes death to defeat the villain and bring back the Golden Fleece. Fewer are familiar with the Moses story. Few even know how Moses' story actually ends. They might know about the whole Prince of Egypt part and the Ten Commandments, but the part of the story that is often discreetly left out is that Moses himself dies on the border of the Promised Land. After their escape from slavery in Egypt, the Hebrews spent 40 years in the desert so that the generation of those who experienced slavery and oppressive Egyptian ways of thought died out. The Promised Land was supposed to be a new start with a new way of life for a new generation. And unfortunately, that meant that even Moses himself needed to die. The prophet is doomed never to see their prophecy come true, never to enjoy the utopia they led others to.
Okay.
Likewise, humankind is not able to have a new start on a Godzilla-dominated Earth until the old ways, old technologies.
I sort of get what he's saying.
Yeah, me too. But the thing is, the context of the death also matters because Moses sacrificed himself But the way in which the movie shows it, the guy just chose to.
But there
He
are a
basically
million
chose
better
violence.
parallels to
He,
make.
he chose not to be a better person and let go of his rage. And I do get it. I think he's right more than I thought at
Haru?
first when I first heard it. Yeah, but the thing is, again, Moses didn't kill himself
Wait,
because he just couldn't grow the fuck
Exactly,
up.
I was about to say Moses didn't kill himself by the end of the story. Like that's
In order for what you're saying to make sense, like Haruo would have had to like sacrifice himself in one way to kill Ghidorah, and then it would be a lot more like
Moses.
evident.
Well, no, it's not even that, you know. It's just that the fact that he had to kill himself because he was unable to change. That's the problem.
Oh, Black Rudy is on stage, so I gotta kick someone.
You know who? Do it.
No.
I'm on the, I thought it was.
Dude,
gonna
I
be
feel
me.
bad on that one.
Yay!
You're lucky, Frosty Badge. I just want you to know.
Yeah,
that.
no.
I didn't even have time to put on my profile picture. That's how pissed I got. This guy. If there's one thing I hate,
Immediate
if
suspension.
there's one thing I absolutely despise, is people talking about the Bible without knowing any of the context. Moses did not enter the promised land because of his sin. He disobeyed an order, and his punishment was that he was going to lead people to the promised land and not be able to participate in it. But he still remained steadfast, and God himself buried him there. And to this day, no one can find his body.
Mm-hmm.
On top of that, Moses was barely a type, in typology, a type of Christ, in the sense that he was the person that established covenants. In the New Testament, Jesus established the new covenant, whereas Moses helped us. Well, no, he didn't help establish, but he informed the Jewish people of the old covenant, gave them the laws, the feasts. He created the he didn't create the sacraments, but he did enforce the sacraments, such as circumcision, which in the church is like a type of baptism. But
In the
Haruo
synagogues.
could not be further from that analog. He does not establish any new rule that could be even remotely considered sacramental in nature. He does not lead people into any sort of promised land. In fact, he's the one that spearheads not only the entry, but the defense of it, when that is Joshua who does that, not Moses. Although, not to say that Moses did not engage in military conflict, but that's besides the point. This guy's wrong. He could not be more wrong. Like, if you actually studied the text, you'd actually know just how wrong that is. He is not Moses in the slightest.
He's the complete opposite.
Not even opposite. He's not even in the same ballpark. It's just like an opposite would assume that there's like some sort of connection, but there's nothing there. There's absolutely nothing. This guy has no idea what he's talking about.
No, but like functionally does the opposite thing. Something.
Not even functionally. It's like
No. Like I wonder if Gen Urobuchi, the guy who wrote this trilogy, was thinking like, you know what? I think it should make Haruo into Moses. That
You know, what I have to say is that I think this is kind of like
it's closer to Moses than this guy, than Haruo.
Actually, yeah. And what I had to say is that it feels like when people give biblical themes to King of the Monsters,
I'm sorry, who are we talking
it's
about?
like basically the same thing.
Exactly. They ascribe biblical theme. Oh, Ghidorah's a dragon, so that must be Satan. He is a sort of satanic archetype, and he embodies that more in this movie than I've seen in other movies, precisely because of his entropic nature. But that's about it. Godzilla, no. And this is just excluding in King of the Monsters, but they do the same thing in King of the Monsters.
Well, here's a question, Black. In the Old Testament, did Moses like have any sort of like animosity or hate towards God the way Haruo does with Godzilla in this trilogy?
No.
All right, I want to
Oh.
make that. I'm just asking that just so we're
Yeah.
clear, just so we're clear, and just so we have that ground covered to
The
suggest
fact that
that
we're even
this is
asking
not
that
a
is
Moses
crazy.
story at all.
He does not have any hatred for God whatsoever. On the
Yeah,
contrary,
that's what
He
I'm
gets
saying. That's
angry-
why.
I
That's why.
couldn't name a
he gets
single
angry on his
individual
behalf.
in the Tanakh that Moses had hatred for.
Yeah, he gets angry on God's behalf. He gets like super
Yeah.
pissed.
He gets angry when they put in the. He gets angry when they make the golden cow, but that's like it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like Haro is
Water
not
as well.
angry on Godzilla's behalf. He's angry on humanity's behalf. And hating Godzilla. Like that's like there's no like if you like even if you wanted to stretch the metaphor, like as far as you can, it ain't gonna stick. It ain't gonna make it.
Godzilla's
in
not
this
even
case.
a god analog either. He's not a god analog.
He's
like-
nature.
He's
He's
never-
supposed to be Mother Gaia
even-
at most.
Barely.
Godzilla's
That analog is shit too. Just so we're clear.
No, I'm not saying that it's executed well. I'm just saying that that's seemingly what the trilogy
Seemed to
was
be for
trying to
you.
do.
I never really believed that, honestly. It was more to be like the cycle of death or something.
Yeah, well, that's because like the execution of this trilogy was so botched that I wouldn't blame you if that wasn't clear. I guess.
Honestly, I don't even. Honestly, I think that actually is the intention because of the scene where Methias is talking, and he says basically that he's talking about the flower and everything. Basically, the Earth is kind of a flower that creates a seed that's Godzilla to destroy itself. I think it's like so Godzilla is some vague metaphor for death in this movie. It's so weird. I hate that shit.
Methias.
Godzilla doesn't actually represent anything. To be fair, like he's just nature, and nature is such a vague concept.
Yeah,
most
But
of
he's
the
not
time.
really nature. He's the opposite.
Exactly, yeah, because he
Nature
made
doesn't invade the way like Godzilla does. Godzilla is like much more catastrophic and like Godzilla.
He's like the new nature.
There are
Yeah,
tornadoes
it's like an
and there are hurricanes. Those are part of the natural order, right?
Yeah, but they're
Those are
not
meant
as
to do it.
destructive
They
as
change the world, and the world
categorically.
becomes new. Godzilla doesn't do that. Godzilla just destroys mindlessly. You know?
Yeah, and he can
transforms
find
and corrupts.
people.
If anything, he's like an anti-eschaton of sorts. I don't know if you guys know what the eschaton is, but he's like a sort of anti-eschaton.
Yeah.
Kind of almost Gnostic in nature because it doesn't produce any sort of goodness out of it. It's just there. It's basically just his will. He establishes himself as God, and he's like, so it is kind of Gnostic, but I'm not entirely sure if it is.
Yeah, now, Nevros is probably the closest thing to Godzilla that's in any Abrahamic faith. So.
Yeah. Anyways.
Or Yaldabaoth, whatever you call him.
No. Anyway, yeah. No. I just wanted to bring that up. I don't really have any intention of staying because I haven't seen the anime trilogy. But the only reason I'm going to stay is just because to keep 05 out. So.
Yeah. I guess that means we're going to have to bring that back in eventually.
Hold door.
Hold on.
All right.
I'm
Now
going to kill
continuing the
myself.
video.
All right, please.
All
Put
right.
on 2 times speed, by the way.
No. That's fine. No.
And old
We ain't
hatred
doing that.
is truly gone. The philosophical abstractions of the Enemy trilogy were only compounded by Netflix's next Enemy series, Godzilla.
Oh,
Singular Point.
God.
If
Here
the
we
trilogy
go.
was too heady, well, get ready for some time-twisting quantum mechanics requiring a
Okay,
graduate
I'm going to
degree.
go.
Similar
Should
in
I
this sense to the
just
trilogy,
say
Singular
should I
Point
just
is an
spit everything out first or no?
Huh?
What?
I didn't hear what he said.
Should I just like spit out my general opinions on Singular Point or no?
I mean, if you just want to leave before he ever
Don't feel
even
like
mentions
like
anything.
you have to say
I'll
something.
stick around to see what he says, honestly, because I feel like I'd be straw manning.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And the thing is, he's done with the anime trilogy. Like,
Yeah.
now we can actually
Thank God.
talk about it for real. And what I wanted to say is, there's this movie that's actually like really bad, and it's called Alien Covenant. I fucking love Alien Covenant, but I hate watching it. You know why? Because it has incredible themes and ideas that are not executed well at all. And that's exactly what this guy is going through with the anime trilogy. The thing is, even if you say that the themes are intact, which we just explained, like he doesn't really get it because he says that Haru is like Moses, and he's like barely even like in the most superficial way. But as soon as you add any context, it's completely like not that at all. And even in the most superficial way, it's not that.
No.
Also, like the fact that a movie has themes doesn't make it good.
Exactly.
Okay, that a comedy
Yeah, like
that's
King of the
as
Monsters,
simply-
for example.
yeah, and
King of the
not
Monsters
only
barely
that,
got themes.
also like you want to know a movie that talks about
I'm not
the
gonna
view
get
of
into this.
nihilistic view of life and death. You just have to go and watch Everything Everywhere All at Once. That
Is that
movie
what
does
that
it
movie
well.
was about?
Yeah,
never
like
seen
the
it.
girl
I
was
I've
think
never
I think there's
seen
a
it, but
deeper
I've heard about it on
conversation to be
YouTube,
had,
so-
if I may. I think there's a deeper conversation to be had because a conflict in theme is usually a conflict in philosophy is usually the driving force behind a lot of conflicts in a lot of stories. The thing that makes the conflict kind of superficial here is that you're combating nihilism. Nihilism is a fundamentally incoherent philosophy. However, the thing that differentiates the typical nihilistic philosophies in argumentation is that here it's taken to its logical conclusion. Nothing matters. We should kill ourselves. So at the very least, you maintain the consistency.
The problem. I'm
not done
spitballing
yet.
here right now. Can I say something? The
Wait
problem
till I'm
with
done.
He's not done yet.
matters and we
Wait,
should kill
wait,
He's
ourselves
not done yet, Freshly Much.
is that we should kill ourselves means that
Dude,
killing ourselves is
stop.
something that matters.
He's not done yet.
He wasn't done.
So the conflict here, however, because it's not presented convincingly, or at least in a way that Haruo would go like, maybe he's right. Maybe I should kill myself and allow people to die. Maybe I should give in to Godzilla. Because there's not a single moment in his story where that happens, where he has to like confront the fact that okay, maybe death really is the only option. Then there's really no conflict because we already know what he's going to choose. He's going to choose life. He's going to choose humanity, which ultimately gets completely undermined by the fact that he kills himself at the very end.
Yes.
So like that resolution of the conflict is completely undone, and so you wonder what was that all about? It was a complete waste of time. It was
Yeah.
an arbitrary decision, and therefore the conflict is left rendered moot. That is why the conflict of philosophy is so like bleh. You know what I mean?
And,
Like you
No, I
have
get
to assume, basically, you have to assume that there's going to be like a what's it called? A decision made that pretty much favors the exif and have that tension there where it's like Haruo might actually end up letting everybody die and just allow himself to die. You have to assume that and to give it like the best possible faith interpretation to the story, but that doesn't happen because we already know what he chooses and he ends up choosing that anyway. But then that goes back on his word arbitrarily. Like nothing stimulates him to change his mind at the very end. So it just
the
becomes
most that
arbitrary.
stimulates him is that he sees like the Dr. Martin like finding like the last vulture, and he's like, "Yay, we could start things back up here with this tech and have better our lives ultimately." And that just reminds Haruo of like Metphius. Like he gets like taken aback and he hears like Metphius saying like, "Oh hey, you could like there's always going to be this cycle that's going to happen, and eventually it'll lead to Ghidorah coming back." And it just comes out of nowhere, which is funny because when you think about it, Dr. Martin was like actually adamant against bringing about the use of Mechagodzilla and nanometal in the second film. So he's kind of
there, yeah. Like I do agree, like it's there and it could have worked, but there's no setup. There's no
setup, and even a character like who's like even like that minor character, like he's assassinated by the end of this movie just to have this ending.
He's basically so basically what the story is, and this is even like someone who hasn't seen the movie in a while. The fact that it's there that late into the story kind of speaks to the fact that basically they needed an ending and they didn't know how to get there.
Yeah.
So they just established that in a way that kind of undoes everything that it's been leading up until this point, and just completely undoes all the quote unquote character.
It's almost like that they had this ending in mind, but they didn't think of. But they pretty much were like trying to get there, but they didn't But the writer just did not completely failed to realize like that how like the road getting to there was pointing in the opposite direction, and so he was like, oh shit, let me just have this ending anyways and hope that nobody thinks about these movies too much, which is ironic because they're supposed to be these introspective philosophical movies that people are supposed to be thinking about.
Yeah,
All right.
there's really nothing much to say. Like when you think about it, whenever we have philosophical stories like this, it's not enough to just have them be philosophical. You have to make the philosophy coherent.
All right, I'm gonna unmute Freshly Madge, so that he can have his point. Oh shit! I accidentally kicked him. Give me a sec. Shit! I actually kicked him.
5, you're not getting back in.
Okay.
Maybe you shouldn't have said that out loud, Sea Monster, then, because now he's gonna.
No, I was trying to bring him back in.
All right,
I was trying to bring him back in.
Let 05 back
Yeah,
in.
sorry, I disconnected at the moment. It was.
Yeah. Okay. Oh. Okay.
No, actually, I think I remember I checked earlier. I unmuted myself and I muted myself back because I didn't really have anything to say. I just wanted to see if I could press it. I think it like wore off at some point beforehand. But yeah.
Oh. Okay. All right.
Yeah,
let's,
no, it's fine. We're all chill here, seemingly, right?
Okay.
I'm gonna try.
All right.
to,
Well,
I'm
let's get
pausing
back
the
into
video so I can continue.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right. Now let's get into
a lot of what Rooney said about the anime trilogy. Yeah, it's just like so incoherent and sloppy in its own attempt to be philosophical.
Yeah, I like that it presents the question. I don't like that it's how it's executed. I think it's very sloppy, but the fact that it presents it at all, I think, is progress. But yeah, no,
there are movies.
Not enough.
There are very few movies in the Godzilla franchise that provide meaningful discussion. The anime trilogy movies are not among them. They're not among them. They're just not.
Yeah, no, that's. I like them, but yeah, no, that's a fact.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm unpausing.
All right.
Of course. Go.
Exploration of the inevitabilities of scientific, technological, and industrial development, the emergence of consciousness, and the struggle for survival. It is also, on a more pedestrian level, one of the most inventive with how it reimagines the classic kaiju. Singular Point reworks the kaiju from the ground up. Instead of towering above the skyscrapers, these are a smaller scale and much more dinosaur-like creatures, but terrifying in an entirely new way. These kaiju act as interlopers from the quantum realm, living nodes in a kind of quantum supercomputing system that manifests a reality-destroying agent in Godzilla itself. Singular Point has both my favorite versions of Rodan and Anguirus, and I appreciate how its new kaiju, as well as...
Before I continue, I want to go into the fact that I hate this Rodan.
I hate it too.
At least
Rodan is not a fucking Asgard kid.
Why is he bigger than the first one in this movie? He's smaller for whatever reason. You remember that, right?
Yeah, actually, you're right. Yeah, when
they
they
evolve,
evolve, they become a little bit smaller.
around.
They couldn't even remember.
Not only that.
The guy making the video couldn't even remember it. You know.
Well, one thing I wanted to say is, if the Shadow Rodan had actually stayed in the show, it would have actually benefited having the smaller ones because you have at least that evolution. But since they just kill it in 2 seconds, you just made everything before I
was gonna say
worth nothing.
The first time I saw that, I was like so confused. Like, wait, what?
I was gonna say, yeah, these 2 Rodans are bad. They're not as bad as the Dark Rodan. What the was that?
Wait, why the Dark Rodan? You got something against darker things? Darker people?
No, the writers do. The writers do. They had Team Godzilla kill Black Rodan before any of the actual action could happen.
Oh my god!
Like, I know what he's saying, but it sounds awful.
Okay.
No, like literally. he shot down Black.
No, we get you, but it's the quiet part spoken out loud.
Okay.
Okay.
But
I will say,
I see this a lot, and it's like, no,
Singular Point
stop
and Gyrus.
making Rodan stop making Rodan an Asdarkid. He's not a pterosaur. These are not just dinosaurs, synapsids, and other forms of prehistoric fauna. These are monsters, damn it.
Yeah. I will say,
the only reason I like this design. No, the only reason I like this design is because it reminds me of the concept art of Rodan for King of the Monsters.
Yeah, the Singular Point Rodan designs are pretty cool, but it gets fumbled so hard.
Yeah, like you wouldn't be able to tell it was Rodan if it weren't for like the color scheme and the roar.
Yeah, you guys
Alright,
remember?
I'm unpausing the video.
When the first trailer for Singular Point dropped.
Maj, quit yapping. I'm unpausing the video.
Yeah. Let's continue.
As Godzilla's various evolutions are hybridizations of classic kaiju, like Salunga's fusion of Baragon and Gabra, or the giant insects having features from Kumonga, Kamacuras, Megalon, Gigan, and even Hedorah, or Godzilla's various forms resembling Titanosaurus, Varan, and Gorosaurus before reaching his final, most Godzilla-esque form. Godzilla's poke evolving is itself an inheritance from Shin Gojira, and if nothing else,
I like how he just calls it poke evolving.
reason to commend the series. Singular Point also inherited the concept of extra-dimensional kaiju from the anime trilogy. The story revolves around Godzilla being a singularity where another universe, or he is a universe in himself, is crossing over into our universe. But the Godzilla we see, or any of his various forms, is just the tip of the iceberg, an eldritch extra-dimensional horror that we are only seeing a part of an angle of in the three-dimensional space of our universe. The series itself, or at least the end credits of each episode, throw in copious Easter eggs and references suggesting that other eras of Godzilla all coexist in the Singular Point multiverse. But these mutations, hybridizations, and adaptations of
I don't think that's what those are meant to be. I think it's just meant to be a fun Easter egg. But honestly, the credits would have made for a more interesting anime than this.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot about the credits. You know, it's funny that he was talking about the extra dimensional stuff because like I watched this show twice and I still didn't understand it. I have this book called Hyperspace by this theoretical physicist named Michio Kaku. Read it from cover to cover. There's a point in the book talking about how higher dimensions work, and basically a tesseract is just because it's higher dimensional, we can only see like shadows of it the same way whenever a two-dimensional person is watching a three-dimensional cube, it can only see this cube the square or a line expand and contract. And so I thought, okay, that's pretty cool, but why is this shadow so conspicuously Godzilla shaped? That's what I want to know. Like it feels arbitrary, you know what I mean?
Oh,
the thing is, okay.
So
I'll wait until Minecraft comes and then I'll say what I want to say.
Minecraft comes.
You shall perish.
Yeah. So someone's got to go. So someone's unfortunately got to go because I can only fit 6 people at a time. Oh, rest of the match just left. Oh. Okay. Anyways.
Hi, Minecraft.
I think it's a very arbitrary choice.
Hi, I am taking a break from class right now. I'm just grabbing myself a snack in between. I figured I'd join because I have things to say about Singular Point specifically.
All right.
Okay, you say it first since you're on break. I'll wait.
Yeah. So first with the kaiju designs, I am generally in the same boat as Kuru. I do really like the Anguirus design. For the same reasons that I like manga Baragon. It's a distinct look, but it's honestly really cool. Like I also really like the ability that they gave him. That said, this is one of my least favorite interpretations of Godzilla for so many reasons, chief among them being the fact that they completely misunderstand why Godzilla is sympathetic and why Godzilla works as a character by making him an eldritch horror. Also, fuck you, Godzilla Aquatilus.
Hey, why that one specifically? Why not
Because
the others? Huh?
Aquatilus and Amphibious, and to a less extent Terrestris, kind of feel like just Godzilla wearing the skin of Titanosaurus, Varan, and Gorosaurus, all three of which are pretty beloved
personally,
kaiju
I
from the
don't
late
interpret that
Showa
as
era, which have
Gorosaurus.
never been seen again.
No, I don't interpret Terrestris as Gorosaurus. I interpret Terrestris as Zilla, and that makes it even funnier to me.
So it's basically Godzilla wearing blackface. Is that it? But like with other monsters.
I mean, if we'll go with that, yeah, we'll go with that metaphor.
I can see that. Sure, I can see that. I was gonna say because I wanted to get into like the theoretical physics aspects of the story because like I understand the logic behind it and like yeah, higher dimensional anythings are going to look a certain way, like the shadow of what they actually are. Hypercubes are just the shadow. Can only see them as the shadows of what they really are. The same way, a two-dimensional creature seeing a cube pass through a two-dimensional plane is going to look at like a square expanding and contracting. I get that. What I don't understand is like if Godzilla is higher dimensional and he's supposed to be like the shadow of something greater and higher dimensional, why does it not only behave like a three-dimensional biological entity, but also just look very conspicuously Godzilla shaped? It feels like a very random design choice. That kind of, I think they created the design first, and then just slapped in the higher
The
dimensional
story.
stuff part.
Yeah,
later.
they slapped the context
does.
on because
Yeah,
like
it does.
the most like at that point all you can the most at that point the only defense you could say about why he looks like Godzilla is because if he looked like anything but Godzilla, then we wouldn't be calling this Godzilla.
Yeah,
Because
like, on
that's
top of that, like his movements are still that of a biological entity. Its
Yeah, he uses the
vocalizations are that of a
tail.
like, yeah, like
Yeah.
he doesn't transpose himself, kind of like how a hypercube would. If you guys have seen like pictures and gifs and videos of hypercubes moving, they don't move like how objects in three-dimensional space really move. But Godzilla does, and he interacts with the three-dimensional world as
Yeah, but
one would.
I wasn't exactly done with everything with what I was saying, like talking about the
Yeah,
rest of
and
Um,
if he did, he wouldn't really be Godzilla anymore. He'd be like Cthulhu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Anyways,
you
Minecraft,
kind
you
of
want to
wrote
finish?
yourself into a corner.
Manda, I think, is fine as a creature. It just really doesn't come across like Manda. But I really just like the spider hybrids because you just chopped up a whole bunch of pre-existing monsters and put them together into something else. Like, really? And the second, and I dislike the I dislike especially Salunga because it really just comes across as we wanted to use Gabra, but the heads decided no, let's not use Gabra. And yes, and I want to clarify something. I've said so many things about creating original monsters, and this may seem hypocritical of me. That said, it's a different instance from something like Toho's Menagerie, and maybe the comics have a different entire thing, hence why Volga was created. But for an animated series, especially considering the Polygon trilogy was able to do it roughly 3 years before, it's surprising to me that they would follow a very similar logic, especially when they are fully willing to bring in pre-existing creatures.
I think that
they
Singular
wanted to be
Point
different
and
for
the
its own
anime
sake.
trilogy have nothing in common when it comes to creature design, to be fair. Like, yeah, Ghidorah, Godzilla has something in common with Ghidorah, but...
Its rogues gallery. And
okay.
I think personally, I just like Singular Point more, but I think from a quality perspective, I would say it is better than the Polygon trilogy in some ways. It does fall into similar trappings, especially with the human cast, but I think its use of the monsters is significantly better, even if it does rub me personally the wrong way.
Yeah, like I mean,
No, I'm gonna have to slight correction on that Minecraft world. The anime not the anime trilogy. Singular Point doesn't have any characters.
yes, they have mouthpieces for Toe and Joe's like excuse to just talk about quantum mechanics and bullshit,
and theoretical physics and everything.
Theoretical
They
physics.
are not characters.
They're basically the anuses for his diarrhea of the mouth to exposit from.
You got the most amount of character you get is that old man.
Yeah,
All right,
honestly.
I'm unpausing the video.
Yep.
Again, I'm just trying to keep things moving along because I'm fucking starving.
Yeah, nah, we'll get moving.
The kaiju all reinforce the show's overall theme of quantum evolution and the emergence of consciousness. A third series of animated shorts was released on sequential Godzilla Day festivities on November 3rd, 2022 and 2023.
Okay, I guess we're
Both
done with
Godzilla
Singular
vs.
Point.
Daigen Rex and Godzilla vs. Megawan were directed by Takuya Iwanishi and were both ostensibly a
good.
continuation of the Heisei era in CGI animation.
Can
Godzilla
we,
vs.
can
Daigen
we,
Rex begins exactly where Godzilla.
What?
Or are we just gonna gloss past the quantum evolution thing, like and the emergence?
Yeah,
of
he just
consciousness?
stopped talking about it, and now we're moving on to the G-Day shorts. Now,
Like what even is that? Like
yeah, I know.
like quantum evolution. Like I would expect that to be a topic, not a theme. Because
Dude, our discussion, us talking about Singular Point when we paused this video took longer than his segment.
Dude, I'm telling you, like quantum evolution is not a theme; it is a topic. A theme involves personal involvement from the characters in some higher, or not necessarily higher, but some form of philosophical, ethical, moral debate. Because this show doesn't have any characters, it can't do that.
Yeah, it's an excuse to thieves. There aren't even they're not even themes.
There are
Nick.
no themes. There's
What?
like hype moments and aura.
Yeah,
and science.
It's just it's theoretical. Theoretical science is not the same as like the moral quandary of the use of weapons. Like they could have just had it to where reworked it to where like that oxygen destroyer analog. What was it? The orthogonal diagonalizer. Like they could have had that be sort of have some kind of thematic basis and just like maybe rework it to where they actually elaborate on like whether or not this thing like what the consequences are for them using it. But no, all that does is just it doesn't even factor into Godzilla.
It's funny
Yeah, and also
because,
like
this
one
kind
thing
of
I wanted
show-
to say, yeah.
Well, you go first.
Okay, yeah, no, one thing I wanted to say is like the fact that this show has like no characters, it makes me wonder like what is it that he thinks, like, he, for context, Blackroney, at the beginning of the video, this guy says that 2014 is one of the worst movies he has ever seen.
It is like,
and I'm sure.
Wow.
Wait, he said Godzilla 2014 was the worst movie he's ever seen. What?
One of the
it's
worst.
not like it's not perfect, but the worst. Really?
One of the worst.
Exactly. Like, and I'm just wondering, like, how can he like Singular Point if the characters are 10 times worse? Like, just those 5 minutes of Bryan Cranston eclipse everything in Singular Point, and I fucking love Singular Point. Second point I wanted to mention. Yeah, it eclipses all of the anime trilogy and Singular Point. All of them. All of it. Yeah. So, second point is he's talking about what the show is supposed to be. When you ask the creator, this is what he says. Oh, it's like an interdimensional thing, and he's like a dimension in on himself, like Godzilla, right? He's a dimension. And the thing is, we all here, all of us understand one simple fact, that no matter how many times you watch this show, whether you like it or you hate it, no one has a way to understand it because it's not in the fucking show. It's not.
That's what I'm
Even
saying.
if you know, yeah. Even if you understand what the show is trying to do and you watch it with that knowledge and you're like, okay, now I'm going to look for the context clues. There are no context clues.
You know, my mom was the
have any
same dad
idea-
family, but
do you
I'm
have
watching it, but that's about it.
any idea like what the show was even trying to say? Like, does anyone know what Singular Point is trying to say? Because I couldn't find anything.
Science.
I fucking love
mumbo
science.
jumbo
Seriously,
jumbo.
I think Neil deGrasse Tyson is the shit.
AI is the future, basically. It fixes everything.
I'm
Oh god! Jet Jaguar! Oh my god! Do we even? Oh my god! Should we even?
Clanker propaganda. That's what this is. This is clanker propaganda.
Oh god! We haven't even talked about Jet Jaguar being like essentially the quantum theoretical science physics bullshit equivalent of like Jesus, like in this show. Like he's the guy that's gonna save the world from Godzilla Ultima. Like.
Yeah. Granted,
I
I,
don't
will
even know,
say
like,
this:
what
if
was
I want
that speech
anyone to
about?
save the world from Godzilla, it's gonna be Jet Jaguar.
Yeah, but it's
but,
so
like, why?
bullshit. How they got there?
I'm unpausing the video.
Oh my god.
Anyway,
we got someone named Ladies Man 2. Ladies Man 2. Is it someone named Ladies
Sea
Man?
Monster,
Just popped up.
Sea Monster, you're gonna allow your stream to get hijacked? Really?
It's not 05, but it's someone named Ladies Man.
No. I'm talking about. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the video. I think we should be talking about Singular Point.
Yeah, I mean, there's still more video to come, but it's like, what can even be?
Is it
I
that
think
long?
if we're gonna talk about Singular, let's see how far you guys can get in the video, or like just get the video over with. Because I'm considering doing something with Singular Point in the future, but yeah.
Yeah, but now we're. Yeah, the problem though is like we just be putting more work into talking about Singular Point than the guy did in this video. Like that's just
to prove the point that it's possible. Basically.
No, I get that. I mean,
I think if we're gonna talk about Singular Point more, let's
we would kind of have to. I would much rather save a more thorough discussion on Singular Point when it's like the main topic, but the main topic is just this video, which is going over the whole Reiwa era. So unfortunately,
yeah, I wasn't intending on
y'all
going
are
through
almost
the
done,
entirety,
so
but
go ahead.
But yeah, now let's
Also,
continue.
Godzilla versus Destroyer leaves.
Kuru, unpause.
All right.
Kuru. Go.
Off, presumably showing us the continuing adventures of Little, Godzilla Jr., as an adult, in fighting off excellently reimagined versions of some classic Showa monsters that never made it into the Heisei era proper. And they even worked in Godzilla's infamous dropkick. Though only clocking in at 10 minutes each, these were a delightful treat for those who value pure monster-on-monster action. Their brevity, however, would seem to endorse my thought on the limitations of pure monster-on-monster action here in Godzilla's 71st year. Even the Monsterverse had to farm out the role of protagonist to Kong. Godzilla Day was also the venue for a series of 4 short live-action films, each directed by Kazuhiro Nakagawa, and utilizing the leftover or recreated suits from previous Godzilla.
Can someone mute that?
It began in
Who has music?
That's you.
So okay, there's music.
That's not me. I don't have music.
Acno.
Okay,
I don't have any music.
Okay, who's
That's not me. That's not me.
Let me see if there's like any noise.
That might
Yeah.
be me. I'll just head out. So yeah. Anyways.
What the
good luck,
fuck?
boys.
Okay.
I know what that was.
Okay, everyone unmute so we can just know that the problem was solved.
Okay. That was me.
Oh, 5, for the love of God, you are not getting into the stream. Go for real. Go away.
No. You need to be kind. No. Listen, you have to be kinder. 05, if you're listening, I bid you to go fuck in the off direction. Thank you.
What has he been saying in chat?
Just
Private?
been begging us to let him back in for the last half hour.
And say nothing? He'd say copious amounts of nothing? Hell no.
Yo, Vic, are you available to come on?
Oh my god. I'm unpausing this. Let's
Vic
wrap
has
this
been
up. We've only
vindicated.
got 4.5 minutes left. I'm wrapping this up.
We're getting there.
with Godzilla Appears at Godzilla Fest, a loving
My
tribute to the
patience is at
process
its
of making
limit.
Godzilla films, but came into its own with 2021's Godzilla vs. Hedorah, making use of both suits from Final Wars. This was followed by Fest Godzilla 3 Gigan Attacks in 2022, utilizing the Final Wars Godzilla suit opposite a fan-funded recreation of the Showa Gigan suit. The remaining shorts were 2023's Fest Godzilla 4, Operation Jet Jaguar, and 2024's Fest Godzilla 5, All Monster Showdown. These brought back Jet Jaguar in a recreated suit, upgraded him with Gigan's claws, and had him and Godzilla team up against the Ghidorah suit from Godzilla Mothra King Ghidorah Giant Monsters All Out Attack. Altogether, they make a charming 40-minute narrative throwback to the old monster brawls. And then, of course, came Godzilla -1, a film that I reviewed on its own when it came out.
Pause it before we get into -1. Actually, there was like a point that he brought up that, I think it was good that we did kind of go through the shorts first before jumping into -1 so we could address this. He said like earlier that the brevity of these shorts, which primarily deal with Godzilla fighting a monster, whether it's Gemstone or the live action shorts, sort of vindicate his point about how there was only so much you could do with Godzilla, the idea of Godzilla fighting another monster, versus what Shin and Polygon and Old Singer Point do.
I would challenge that notion, but I would wait to do that for like another stream, because that feels like that could be a discussion in and of itself.
All I'm going to say, which
I
is
kind of
like
get
really
what he's
short,
saying.
is the fact that to me feels more like confirmation bias.
Yeah.
Instead of the actual truth, which is like, oh, see, these shorts are kind of mediocre, so I'm right.
Well, he says he didn't say that they're mediocre. He said like they were pretty cool, but but he's saying it in a way where it's like but these aren't like Shin or the Polygon trilogy, which were actually trying to say something.
I get what he's saying, but to say that monster fights can't mean anything in the grand scheme of things feels very disingenuous.
Any idea
considering that conflict arises precisely because of ethical, moral, philosophical differences. Like that's just storytelling since the dawn of time.
Yeah, you can't. He's using them as an example to kind of affirm, his overall thesis statement about like the Reiwa era, like the movies versus the shorts. When the shorts, they're shorts. They don't have the time to pretty much be that to like explore all that much from a thematic standpoint. They're just like all right, we have very limited time. Let's pretty much just sort of give the people what they want, or at least
the existence of like television and short films kind of just you can tell a story in a short amount of time. It's just that that's not what the shorts are designed to do.
That's not what these shorts are designed to do. They're designed to be tributes to whatever anniversary, for whatever film is getting its anniversary celebration for, like Gigan, Megalon, Jet Jaguar, Ghidorah. That's kind of what the point of these shorts are. You can't this point would work better if he was actually like citing another a feature-length movie that is about Godzilla fighting another monster, in comparison to Shin. Like,
how does he think conflicts arise in storytelling? Because you could have monsters fight. Like you can have them mean something, but like you can also have them fight.
The Gamera trilogy is an example of that. Monsters fight in every single one.
I'm unpausing the video. I feel like we've said enough.
No, I mean, I get that, but but anyways, let's get to -1. This one's probably
I don't really have to say anything. -1 captured global attention like no Godzilla movie before it, with a tragic, human-centered drama meditating on the horrors of war and Japan's complicated and traumatic history with it.
Did you say
Director
drama?
Takashi Yamazaki perfectly balanced human story and monster action in a way that few Godzilla films do. As discussion swirls around Yamazaki's contract for a second Godzilla film, -1 raises some interesting questions for Godzilla and for film in general. Nobody knows for sure if the next Yamazaki Godzilla film will actually be a sequel to -1, or whether -1, like Shin Gojira before it, is perfectly good as a standalone picture. But it is fascinating that -1 is a period piece, going back to the Showa era. That is Yamazaki's wheelhouse, as evidenced by his retro Showa historical dramas Always Sunset on 3rd Street trilogy, The Eternal Zero, and The Great War of Archimedes, as well as the movie for the Godzilla theme park attraction at the Showa-themed Seibuen Park near Tokyo. Is Godzilla a fundamentally Showa phenomenon? Does Godzilla always work best in the post-war, mid-century milieu, as a reaction against the ending of World War II, and situated where our technology was not quite enough to actually defeat him permanently? Is it actually possible for Godzilla to keep up with modern technology and modern concerns? And what light does this shed on other franchises stemming from the same time period? Should the next James Bond movie, for example, be a period piece, like Guy Ritchie's
Why
Man
the
of Uncle?
fuck did he bring up James
Is there a
Bond?
point in trying to keep James Bond up with the modern day? Or is he fundamentally an artifact of the 1960s and the Cold War?
Yeah, this
Every
is a
attempt
rhetorical
to
question.
translate Dracula into the modern day fails.
What does Dracula and James Bond have to do with Godzilla?
He's making a rhetorical point. He's making a rhetorical point that basically he's trying to compare Godzilla and his Showa, his adherence to like Showa sensibilities and the time period to that of James Bond and the movies
Dracula.
that came out, and Dracula as well. Like, I get what he's saying, and I think it's an interesting question to have. I don't think actually that's like the one interesting thing he's actually pointed out. Like, because 2022 me would probably say no, keep Godzilla as a period piece. But now that I think about it, like 2025 Rooney's be like, no, there's definitely something you can do. There is a conversation to be had though. Like, would Godzilla still remain Godzilla if it was like a modern day retelling or something?
Yeah,
but
something
no,
like
there is a conversation. I think it's an interesting point that he raises.
Yeah, it is an interesting conversation. As a side note, I would like to have the next James Bond movie be a period piece myself. Like here's the thing. I like the Daniel Craig era. Overall, like in fact, one of my, in fact, probably one of my top three favorite movies is in that era, Skyfall. But yeah, I definitely would love to see like a sort of like a James Bond movie that's set back in the 60s being made today, like how like just kind of go back to that.
Yeah,
I think it'd be awesome.
I understand the point that he's making. I don't see how that relates to the rest of the video, but I think it is an interesting conversation topic to be had.
Yeah, it's like it's almost like a hypothetical that's like worth entertaining that makes you wonder, if they actually executed well, it could be really cool.
Yeah. And it has been also
incredible.
Like,
An idea executed well makes for a good story. Real profound statement, Sea Monster.
No, he's not saying that. Like, what this guy is saying is that having Godzilla in a period where you don't have the technology to, like do whatever, makes for a better story, or at least limits you to the point where you cannot make a bullshit story. But what I have to say against that is that in all of Showa, they have gone with futuristic technology, So, like, the thing is, you have to stick to a time period and keep it grounded and realistic for what he says to be applicable. So, -1. And even 54 might be a little bit too futuristic with the oxygen destroyer, but, it's the one exception in that universe, not the
The
norm.
Oxygen Destroyer, it's like the only thing that can be considered futuristic. At
Yeah,
least
exactly. That's why I said that it's the only exception instead of the norm. The fact that later
okay.
Showa made it, the norm, it's the fault of later Showa movies and not the fault of 54.
I don't know. The Oxygen Destroyer could be made back in the 50s. It doesn't seem too.
No, exactly. That's what I'm saying. But I'm saying that's
we're
like
saying
the
that
only
in the
exception.
benefit of hindsight, though. Like we're saying that now. Like, it doesn't seem that futuristic, but we're saying that now because of the benefit of hindsight of the technology we have now. We're not talking. We're not looking at it through the lens of people in the 50s who probably saw the oxygen destroyer. We're like, what? You're telling me there's a weapon that can destroy the oxygen in the water and just completely vaporize creatures? Like, yeah, like if somebody in the 50s would probably think that's like some insane,
satanic, mystical, parallel, technology.
Yes,
yeah,
it's plausible. Like people in there's a retrofuturism, basically.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like in Alien, in Alien you have everything that's futuristic, but you don't have some bullshit laser like in Star Wars. See, that's what we're talking about. Like, you need to have some. You will probably have some futuristic designs in the future -1 movies. Like with some weapon or something, whatever. Hopefully not, because I would like to have like at least a couple of movies that are actually like as grounded as possible. But
Yeah.
we would prefer if they do it, that they keep it at a minimum and that it's believable within its time, at least within fantasy.
Yeah, as long as it's
two
like
things-
internally consistent, then you know.
Two things before we continue. Number one, one thing that I think people need to consider also, this is as a tangent to what you said, Lau, is that people in the past would not call something like the Showa era, the things that we see in the Showa era, they wouldn't call it retro-futuristic. They would just call it futuristic. Because the people in the past, do not consider themselves to be living in the past. Like people in the past would still think it's the present. Because that's just how time works.
I don't know, bitch. I'm vintage. Because I'm out of style.
Like nobody in the 60s would think that they're living in the past. Like if they were in the 60s, they're going to think of the 60s as the present and the 70s as the future. And the second thing I wanted to mention is that this kind of ties back. It doesn't tie back, but it ties into Godzilla BC. And what people would want to see from a Godzilla BC type story, a prehistoric Godzilla, if you will. I think that could also be involved in the conversation of whether Godzilla should work as a period piece exclusively, or at least he should stay as a period piece, which I think is something worth bringing up. If you look at stories like Primal, for example, which focuses a lot on the creature aspect of this prehistoric world, the monsters.
You know what? Actually, we should make a stream about that. Like only.
I was gonna say, yeah.
we have to.
Yeah, just to kind of move things along. That is definitely a pretty fast and interesting discussion that can be had.
All right, I'm pausing the video, so just continue.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because Dracula is fundamentally a pre-World War II character, embodying pre-World War II anxieties. 80s kids are currently outraged by leaked set photos from the upcoming He-Man movie, showing He-Man trying to navigate modern-day Earth, a story nobody wants. He-Man is a product of 80s action movie machismo, and everyone wants to see that style of film set on the fantastic alien world of Eternia. Even Shin Gojira, the most modern Godzilla movie, alludes to how, for Japan, the post-war never ended. The Reiwa Era of Godzilla is giving us a fascinating case study of how what might be a fundamentally post-World War II character can be reimagined and recontextualized. Lord knows they're throwing everything at the wall, from Shin Gojira's Fukushima allegory to the anime trilogy's existentialism to Singular Point's Quantumania to -1's embracing the post-war Showa setting. This experimentation is a rich addition to Godzilla's lore, history, and future.
Anime trilogy's existentialism. People just love saying words, don't they?
Yeah, I know, right?
Oh my god, it's finally over.
It is over.
I love how people just say, like, that's people's favorite word whenever they're talking about philosophy. People just love saying the word existentialism. It's their favorite word. Like, do they know what it means and what it refers to?
The thing that I do have to, what I actually have to say about the whole video is like he just talked about the movies, like explained the plots.
Yeah.
Only with Shin Godzilla, I feel like we actually spent time talking about why he likes it, but he never explained why that's supposed to be,
good.
Like, he basically he himself said that it was just like personal taste.
So his entire argument is okay.
So like even though he's the title of this video says like here's why these movies are great or good or great, like making like a claim that they're they are of
truth claim
of a quality. He just says like, well, that's just what I personally think. I'm like, well,
you wasted our time then. Congratulations.
This was about
you can't
as
make
much
truth claims and then just say it's all personal.
This is about as much as movie good, movie bads. Americans don't understand Godzilla, but I would still say that video is worse just because of how much there is just straight up lies that feel intentional in how much the creator of that video was just lying. This just feels like
yeah, the worst that this video did was a
no.
straw man about like how people who hate Shin Godzilla only want to see hate it because it doesn't have any more kaiju fighting each other. Like that's the worst that it does. Yeah, but other than that,
and to be fair, it doesn't even say that everyone who doesn't like it is that way. It just said that there were some people talking about it, and yeah, like I'm sure that that's true. But is it even like enough of a minority to even consider it when you're talking about it? Because I never
it would have
heard
been
that.
more.
In his defense, I will say, at least in my case, I have seen all the criticism that I have seen about the anime trilogy has been, where are all the monsters? Where are all the monsters?
I mean, but
and
to
this
be
is
fair
just a
too,
me thing. This could be, and I've said this before, and I'll say it again. This is just a me thing. Sorry for cutting you off, by the way. It's just I never saw the marketing for Godzilla, the anime trilogy, so I wasn't really expecting anything. I was just good seeing, a new Godzilla movie. Let's see what they do, and they did a thing. And I'm like,
Black, just for
that's
context, just so you know, they really promoted Mechagodzilla as a Mechagodzilla before the second movie, and then it's never in the movie. So that's why people were so mad.
Yeah, they even set it up in the first movie that he would be activated.
and it's in the poster. It's in the poster. Was it in the trailers? I don't know if it was in the trailers, but we thought that we were being teased at the time. And then when you see the posters, you see, like everyone talking about Mechagodzilla. Oh, we're doing something special with him, and then he doesn't even appear. That feels like you were
false
scammed.
advertising.
It's set up with no payoff.
I understand the false advertising aspect, and they did something similar with Morbius, so like I do get it. I'm just saying, like, from a not a financial standpoint, I don't really know what kind of standpoint you would refer to when talking about this, but it is dishonest, in that sense. But when we're looking at the plot like independently, like narratively, like
years later, when you're not affected by the marketing, if you just grow the fuck up and see it for what it is, it doesn't really promise a lot of fights. But the thing is, what I was going to say, to be devil's advocate, to your devil's advocate, I wanted to say that if the movie was at least interesting with themes, probably you wouldn't have so many people literally begging for fights, because the problem with the movies is that they're boring.
The problem with these movies is that the storytelling is just shit.
And they're boring.
Right. I think I'm gonna hop off. My laptop's dying, and I'm getting pretty hungry.
Okay.
So I'll just leave it here. This video was a complete nothing burger, like every single video that attempts to make a defense for the Reiwa era I have found. But the Shin Godzilla debate might get a new schedule soon. That one's gonna be fun. I'm very much looking forward to the Gamera stream. You guys plan on being there?
Minecraft was going to be there. 2005 will be there.
I might show up. I guess it depends on my schedule.
Yeah, I'm very excited because I've been workshopping my pitch and I'm pretty happy with it. But with that, I take my leave. All I say is go watch Uma Musume Cinderella Gray, and that's where I go.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
I will not watch Uma Musume Cinderella Gray.
Yeah, no, me neither. He should have promoted something manlier, because I'm a man.
It's not even
not
that.
A
it's
horse.
just like it's not even that. I just despise the concept of a horse girl, because they're like 90% girl. And like
I mean, the fact
horse.
that you can technically ride them, it just kind of feels weird.
Like, okay, 15% horse, but that just comes with any person with orifices, specific orifices.
Okay, I didn't get that one, but yeah, look.
It was a sex joke.
Okay.
Damn, how did you miss that? That's why I went like, ew.
Okay. So the thing with the anime trilogy is, it's okay that they're bad because, to be fair, people love GXK, so people wouldn't complain if the movie's just bad. The people are complaining because, on top of being bad, it does something really interesting that not that many Godzilla movies achieve, which is they're a total fucking bore. And not only that, also their teams are kind of pretentious for the level of quality that it presents. I don't think that having teams and aspiring to do something good makes you pretentious. The fact that you completely fail and you make that your entire personality, I think that makes a movie pretentious. And I think that those three movies are pretentious as fuck.
Yeah,
I can see that. Yeah, like again, like as someone who likes these movies, yeah, I can definitely see that. I can see them being boring at times. I think it's just I don't know, like the marketing. Uh, I never saw a single bit of marketing like ever for these movies, like at all. Even
yeah. I
though
mean,
like I
that's
did anticipate them, like I did see like teases, but that's it. Just like the teaser trailer announcing that this movie was coming out, but that's it. No, nothing about Mechagodzilla, nothing about Mothra, nothing. I went in blind basically. So I don't
yeah.
know. I don't know if that's like that kind of changes the perspective a bit.
Yeah, that's kind of
Yeah.
that's fair. To be it's like there's definitely a lot less bias on that front, which that's it's entirely fair that would be sort of the conclusion that you have. But yeah, it's mainly just like even with in the case of Mechagodzilla, like even if you've never even seen the marketing, like it's like the first one did setup so much setup for not even that much setup with him really, but there was like setup for Mechagodzilla to be like to kind of like be activated to actually like play a part in fighting Godzilla. And then there's like in the payoff and like at best the payoff is like absolute is just like a nothing burger, and at
And
worst it came one could argue it's not even payoff at all.
And to be fair, the Japanese had it even worse because you know that the Japanese in specific were being flooded with Mechagodzilla merchandise and posters and just marketing all over the place. So we didn't even get the worst of it. Just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's understandable. Like I do understand. I do sympathize with feeling betrayed. I mean, again, Morbius exists. We got he's Spider Man. We got he's the Sinister Six. I get it. Like honestly, I don't know. I don't know anybody that was expecting Morbius to be good. But false advertising. Like they expected Spider Man to be involved in some capacity, and all we get is just lip service. So I get it. I understand.
Yeah.
As for the plot overall, because again, I haven't seen these movies in a while, since like 2020, 2021. Like even still, like if we're talking about this video in particular and how it defends it, the only way you can really defend a bad movie is by just describing the plot. And just
That's what he did. Yeah, basically.
It really did seem like this video really should have been longer if he actually really wanted to properly defend these movies.
it's the only recourse. I remember one time when I wanted to get into YouTube and I wanted to defend the Amazing Spider-Man movies, I found myself just rewriting the plot. And I was like, oh, this isn't really a defense. How are people going to find this compelling? And the answer was they weren't. So I understand the impulse, but I think I heard from someone that this is a guy who's been doing YouTube for a long time.
Or at least like for long enough, or at least for a decent chunk of time. Like
Long
maybe
enough
not
that
like,
he can say that he has spoken about 2014 so much that he literally said, I think it sucks, but you know the reasons why. And then we were just like blue balled.
Yeah.
So I
And
guess
now
maybe
I don't even have interest in watching
Yeah,
those videos
I gotta
because I'm
go.
wondering if he will
So
actually explain
talk to you guys
anything.
later.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Bye.
See you later, Acno.
Now I don't
Yeah.
even I'm not even interested in watching that video because I'm wondering if he's actually going to talk about it or if he's just going to describe the plot and say, see, it's bad.
I probably would have. Yeah, I'll pretty much. I would kind of look into it and sort of get back to on that, but like just in case there's anything crazy about it. But
I don't want to. I don't want to be like the guy that punches down like that. But like Vic, this is like a very Vickian type argument.
To be fair, he has a higher sub count than me, so it's not really punching down.
Okay, fair enough. Then yeah, it's a very Vickian type argument. That he does. Just basically, I've described it as post hoc, but this isn't post hoc in this case. It's just us. What's it called? Assuming that it's self-explanatory. Although I don't think it's a conscious thing that he's doing in this particular video. I don't think it's conscious. I just think it's like a natural impulse because like nobody's ever taught how to defend in any other way.
Yeah,
so I believe it could be just a natural impulse. Like
that's why I'm not. Yeah, that's kind of why. Like, even though I have we have been so kind of harsh with some of the points, I'm going to give him that benefit of the doubt. It's like it's possible that this could be like he wanted to defend the Reiwa era, and
but didn't know how to.
He didn't know how to, especially with some of the more controversial entries.
Yeah,
if you like, let me rewatch. Like I could probably come up with something. Like if I just rewatched the movie, I could come up with something.
Well, yeah, I mean, but keep in mind, there's also the possibility that you would just like come out of them just think like, oh wow, yeah, no wonder why these guys hate the Polygon trilogy or Single Point as examples because these are.
It might not be worth your time. Yeah. Like you might just gain disappointment from it. No, I mean, I would like you to try it. Then if you want to do it, do it. Because here's one more thing that I was going to say about this one. I feel like it just lacked passion. His video,
he didn't have feeling. He didn't have feeling. You guys have seen High Top.
The thing is, he went too methodical in the sense that he just gave us synopsis. But then when he was talking about, the things he liked, he said, okay, in my opinion, this is like the best directed. And to be fair, like I get that you might like a certain directing style. As I said, Anos' symmetry is very similar to this guy that made Hotel Budapest and Mr. Fox, fantastic Mr. Fox. What was his name?
Wes Anderson.
Wes Anderson, yeah. And I understand that there's a lot of people that love Wes Anderson because also he's an entire fucking style. Like the guy is a style. But with what Hideaki Anno did,
like my favorite, yeah.
It's such a good fucking movie, and even the colors. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I cried.
The music too, like the music, is done by Alexander Desplat, the guy behind 2014.
Yeah, I know. He's so good too. Like, and even the clothes, the colors on every single thing, they're just like perfect. Like it's what he does. He uses very pastel colors, but when he doesn't use those, like it just pops off on the screen. And Shin Godzilla doesn't have any of it. Shin Godzilla is a very gray, desaturated movie unless you have like Godzilla on screen. So
unless you have Godzilla on screen walking or doing his atomic breath.
Yeah, and that's like the one scene where you have like actual color in the movie. I feel like it's not the most stylized thing that Hideaki Anno has done. I think that his Evas, all of the movies in Eva have done way better. Shin kind of got like the leftovers of his creativity.
Yeah, I was gonna go on that tangent on Grand Budapest Hotel because there's this one joke I really like where the guy, the main character, he gets called a slur. He's like he's like talking to a woman and he's like, oh, I thought I was supposed to be some slur. I can't say it out loud, but you know the one, the F slur.
Right.
And he's like, and the guy is taken aback, like, oh, I did call him that. And he's like, you are, but you're bisexual.
Yeah, I know.
I love that one. It's so fun. It caught me off guard. For one, because I didn't think they'd go that far. For two, because it was just it was almost childish in its.
But also because the guy. But also because the guy fucked his mom in the story,
Yeah,
and that's when they find out. So yeah, that's what makes it even funnier. And to me, like that joke kind of reminded Yeah. Continue. Actually, go on.
Yeah, you are sick, mom fucker, and like I thought I was supposed to be gay. You are, but you're bisexual. Like it has the same feeling as like no. It's
No,
basically
you.
that. It's just a no. It's
Yeah.
so funny. I love it. But go ahead.
Yeah. No. I was going to say that it reminds me of that joke in Scott Pilgrim where the guys, "You're gonna be dust by Monday," and it's like, why by Monday? Well, actually, like you will be dust now, but the cleaning lady, she cleans, and she will clean you on Monday because today's Friday and she has the weekends off. So Monday, right? And she just goes on that. Yeah. But that's something that Shin didn't really have. That this guy, I feel, exaggerated greatly. The humor, he describes it as a black comedy, and the only comedy in Shin Godzilla is like at the first half, and I would even say that it's condensed into the first quarter. So I will say
Yeah.
that objectively, the movie is really not funny. And one movie that is actually really funny in comparison is Ultraman. I think that Shin Ultraman has a bit more humor, but maybe because it has some characters that are more humorous. Like
Humorous.
the humor comes from how dry it is in Shin Godzilla. Like, hey, you should take a shower. You smell really bad, and then everyone is like, yeah, actually, I smelled you like 30 minutes ago, and you smell like shit. And then the guy,
Yeah.
like smells his shirt. Like it's realistic. It's not like
Yeah.
ridiculous or anything. It's not bad either, but it's like the
It's
one joke
innocuous.
on the second half.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
It's
not
it's
enough that I would say that it's a black comedy in any way.
yeah.
Hmm.
Funny thing, like my favorite joke in Shin is the one where the prime minister goes, "There is no cause for alarm.
I know,
We
I
don't
know.
expect
That
Godzilla
that's
to."
the joke. That's the
Y-
one. That's the comedic.
What? It has?
I would even. I know,
The
and his
comedic
face
timing.
also. Yeah, and his face is like he makes it believable, but also like he's exaggerating enough that it pops off. But
To
I
be
think
honest,
that that's
I like using that as using that screenshot for some of my
yeah.
videos.
Yeah,
Like that,
and the
like
thing is, that's such a good part that that's the reason why people call it a black comedy. To be fair,
yeah,
if that wasn't in the script and all the other jokes, quote unquote, remained, but you take that one off, people wouldn't call this a comedy.
yeah, no,
Yeah, no.
not really.
There's a whole lot more necessary for it to be called a black comedy. Like there's
Yeah,
so
Yeah,
many
yeah.
things you have to do to call it
like
a
I
black
guess it's
comedy.
supposed to be like a black comedy in a sense of like, look at all this like horrible stuff that's happening, to this to
And
like
making light of it.
people. Meanwhile, you got these people like in boardrooms just like sitting on ass, and just and even
I
just
Yeah,
mean,
being
no,
so
yeah.
out of the loop,
Yeah,
but that's more of the
you gotta do a
nature of
whole lot, like
satire,
make light of dark.
maybe.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
No,
satire. That's
you gotta make light of dark things. That's the thing. Like satire is just like people call it satire to just excuse the fact that it's not like actually funny without really understanding what satire is supposed to mean.
you know what
But
will
like
be black comedy? I'm going to give an example of what will make this more of a black comedy for people to understand in case someone got to this point and maybe you don't know the difference. Imagine who was the prime minister, right before his helicopter is destroyed. So he's about to escape. Everyone has already left, and we have our protagonist with that weird girl that everyone is obsessed about. And she's like, we will need more funding, so we should talk to the prime minister. Like, do you think he will arrive at the same time of us as us, right? And then our protagonist will say, I know he will be here. He never gives, like, he never fails us. And then immediately after, that's when you have his helicopter being destroyed. That will be more of a black comedy because now you're actually making fun of someone's death. Like you need to go grandeur for a black comedy. You don't need to be like immature,
you need to be
or you don't need to.
irreverent.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not about being insufferable or anything like that. You can be subtle about it, but like you need to touch those things.
I am just right now imagining like Shin Godzilla, but you have like a laugh track playing during some of those even like
Oh
the
my
moments that
God.
aren't supposed to be funny.
Oh, dude. You know the have you guys seen those like British dark comedies? You seen the one where like there's the guy that he wants to kill himself and he's like, I have nothing to live for, and then a cop goes like, no, don't do it, and he's like, no, don't try to stop me, and then the cop goes, no, you don't understand, this train track is defunct, there's no trains passing by, and he's like, here, I have some I have something to help, and so he gets him to like an actually active train track, and he goes like, thank you, sir, no problem, and then the train just crushes him.
Or you know what else could count as funny as black comedy, and this is something that actually happened to someone supposedly. On Reddit, nothing is real, but here's the thing: this guy wants to kill himself. He calls the suicide line, and the thing that keeps him from killing himself is the fact that no one fucking answers, and he just finds it hilarious, and that's why he decides.
Oh, I've
to
seen
live
that
another
one.
day.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
seen that one. I know what you're talking about. I've seen that one.
Yeah, that is black comedy because it's making fun of the fact that no one really gives a shit about people who want to kill themselves. You know, and it's an uncomfortable truth. But normally, if you want to kill yourself, is because you just don't have that much social interaction, or you have such a depression that no one has actually noticed. And if no one noticed, hey, I think you're depressed. Maybe you should take some meds, or hey, maybe we should get you to a psychologist or something. If no one has done that, probably you don't have anyone that actually gives you time. So like it's like we do abandon people like that a lot of the times, and we have like terrible systems to prevent them, and suicide prevention it's one of those.
Yeah,
like
no, they
if
just
you had
serve you with pills.
if you had like a
No,
movie or a
in
show
boot
like
camp.
actually do if you had like a movie or a show like actually like have that stuff happen and be like it's like have that be like it's unfortunate but this is the thing that this what you're seeing here does happen in real life. Like people online would just throw hissy fits until they try to get it canceled.
Dude, speaking of like this is like a true thing. Speaking from experience, in boot camp, you know what they tell you when there's someone who's suicidal? You know what they tell you?
Don't be a faggot.
No, they tell
Oh
you.
my
Don't
God.
kill yourself. I mean that they don't say it like that, but basically all this is just like, listen, you have so much to live for. Don't kill yourself, okay? Here, have some rehab. Go away.
Oh, and
That's
go away too. Like I mean, I guess it makes sense that they don't want you there if they think that you
Because
might
it makes
kill
their
yourself.
jobs harder. Yeah,
Exactly.
It makes their jobs harder.
It's like we've seen Full Metal Jacket. Okay, we know. Okay, you're just
just make your entire personality Ryan Gosling and go away. Shoot.
Exactly. Yeah, that gives you at least 5 years of life.
Yes.
At least 5 years. At least 5 years.
5 years.
But final thoughts on this video before we start closing it out and doing shilling and recommendations. And,
we were talking about. We were going to say that we were going to talk about the whatchamacallit, something
time
about
period?
the quantum whatchamacallit, the singular point, something about singular point. We were going to talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, considering it's such a huge part of Singular Point, it would probably be just a whole discussion about the film itself.
No, not the film.
Not the film. Yeah, fuck. Oh god. Okay, yeah, the show.
No, I know what you mean. But the thing I wanted to mention as well is that are all the other creatures higher dimensional?
That's the thing, right? Like you don't actually know that. Some could maybe come from the past. Like, for example, in the story I'm making, they come from different dimensions, right? So some are aliens, some are from other place, but they don't all come from exactly the same place. So I'm wondering if in Singular Point they are all supposed to come from the same one, and they're all just like fighting each other constantly or some shit like that. Yeah, like we really have nothing. It's not even like you have like, okay, this Anguirus teleported into our world and he's full of rodent scars already, right? To imply that wherever they come from, they interact. You don't even have that. So yeah.
No,
They
it's
might,
weird because
they
like
might
even if
not.
they were from different places, they would still be higher dimensional. So they would still be moving, behaving like higher dimensional creatures. But the thing is that on top of the fact that that's already a gargantuan task because we have no idea how they would, they don't even try. They just have them behave like normal creatures and say, "Oh, they're actually higher dimensional. That makes them super dangerous and super hard to kill." And this and the other. Blah, 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 blah. It's very they worked so hard on the higher dimensional part that they forgot to just stop with the you can't just treat them like traditional creatures if you're going to have to if you want to make them higher dimensional. You can't have them behave like regular creatures, but
Well,
they
they were
do
so
behave like
focused on
regular.
that. They were focused on that scientific babble that they forgot to tell a story.
And they forgot to like no, but you have to like sometimes creature design does influence a lot of the time, mostly actually all the time creature design influences how the story functions as well. If the story is around a creature like Godzilla, the plot of Godzilla or any Godzilla movie is reliant on what he is and his abilities and how he's able to use said abilities to push the story forward. Predator is the same way. So an Alien as well. Like we know that this is going to happen because the biology of the alien allows for this, that, and the other. But the thing is that it has to be consistent. It has to be logical more than anything. So like
Yeah.
it's here. Like it is technically logical in the sense that yes, the creatures are behaving like creatures, like the monsters are behaving like monsters. But the thing
Yeah.
is that they're not supposed to be like regular monsters. They're supposed to be higher dimensional. Okay, do we have a framework for what higher dimensional creatures are supposed to act like? No, we don't, because we can't really observe physically. It's
Comprehend it,
physically
even.
impossible to like see it, comprehend it, analyze it. It's a gargantuan, it's a Sisyphean endeavor. So
They should
what
have
is the
made their
goal there?
own creatures, to be
So
fair.
the goal there, like, what do you do in that scenario? You could do one of two things. Number one, make shit up. Just make shit up and just have it be as close to what you would expect a higher dimensional being to move like, or just completely abandon that altogether. Like, because there's no way you can do that in a way that's like convincing or
Yeah.
realistic. There's no
The
way.
problem though is like Toe Enjo, the guy who wrote the series, who does know about who is like apparently like very in tune with theoretical science and all that stuff.
Physics,
Like
theoretical
yeah,
physics.
all the theoretical physics. Like I kind of think that when he put this show together and put all that scientific stuff in there, he thought that it was like enough to be like, oh hey, it's like, well, I mean, it's theoretical, so like anything, so you could just be like, it just works that way. We don't
But
really
for
fully
It's
example,
understand it.
theoretical, therefore I don't have to establish anything in fact. Therefore,
Yeah,
I can just say that this is higher dimensional and not
yeah,
substantiate
you
it.
could just throw as much shit at the wall and see what sticks, and it would, and you could just be like, hey, it's theoretical, theoretical physics,
I think that one thing that they could have done, for example, is, Angiers can see the future or whatever. What they should have done is that instead of reflecting the bullets, right? Maybe he, I don't know, sends the bullets as soon as they touch it, as soon as they touch him back in time, technically shooting back at you, Or they could just make him like face through the bullets,
Oh,
you
oh,
know?
shoot! So basically, just like firing the gun fires, but then
They touch
the
him
bullet
and
shoots you
the
before you
bullet
fire
shoots.
it, basically creating a paradox.
Exactly.
I like that. Yeah, I like that. That's
Yeah.
good.
Or if you want to make it simpler, again, just do like, okay, he can face because he can partially go back to his dimension, leave ours to in a way that the bullet like doesn't touch him, but he has like I don't know, like a chance of getting it right, right?
That would be just like regular phasing. Like he just transposes himself. Basically, he moves up one direction in that dimension because in three-dimensional space you have the x axis, the y axis, the z axis, but we don't know what axis a higher dimensional anything would be. We don't have any
Exactly. Yeah.
framework for that. So he would be moving up one direction in that dimension and basically just dodging without moving his body. And that would be
Yeah.
like phasing.
Black, you and I have to like do streams talking about this shit, like just talking. like not even reacting to a video. And also, what I wanted to say is, these are all things that this guy didn't even mention in his video. Like, if you watched his explanation of Singular Point, you will never know the amount of plot holes and misunderstood things that Singular Point has. Did he even talk about how misunderstood it actually is? I think he didn't
No,
say anything
because
about it.
like he was calling it good. He was never going to do that. He was
He
calling
didn't
it
really
good. Why
say.
would he do that?
I think it, like in so like he may have just insinuated it. Yeah, like yeah, that's the
Because,
thing. Like
yeah.
that's the thing. Like Singular Point, I'd have to like go through the whole show again. You know, just to because I mean, like assuming that I would do a whole stream on it or using a spring or just to like talk about a video as like a springboard off of it, like I don't know, like Up in Depths' video as an example on Singular Point. You know, just to because like I mean that one is supposedly like over an hour long. So
Yeah,
so,
I
you know,
would watch it, but like I don't trust his judgment after that GXK video anymore.
I mean
Like,
that's fair. Yeah, I just say that's like
Gone.
something that could be a springboard off of further discussion in the Singular Point, and you know like whether or not it even remotely functions as a story, even with the theoretical science and so on.
Theoretical physics, man, nomenclature. We have it for a reason.
And as we said before, not only he didn't say anything negative about it, also he doesn't even mention the AI part, which is like literally like 60% of the fucking show.
Yeah,
he doesn't even say something
it's
good about it.
It's the thing that the show kind of like brings that show kind of full circle in its own weird
It's
ass
technically
way.
a Deus Ex Machina along with the theoreticals, because like how the fuck did Jet Jaguar get big?
Yeah,
if he wasn't
That's one
even
thing I wanted to know.
Yeah, because do you know how simple it is? You say, okay, he was made with metal or whatever, and he has minerals that I don't know were in the beach where they killed the first Godzilla that only left the skeleton, right? So the remains of that Godzilla created like this fifth element or whatever, and that's technically into a lot of things in this village. And one of those things is Jet Jaguar, so he technically has it in his composition, and that's how he can actually get big. You could do that, maybe. It's still bullshit. I just made it up in 2 seconds, but it's complete bullshit. But at least there's an.
I mean, the
attempt,
whole show's bullshit, so it kind of tracks.
Yeah.
It's
But
complete.
he's
Not
literally-
like you can something that seems coherent. Oh no, it's actually like it's still bullshit though.
Yeah, God, like I could just see myself like prepping for that stream, prepping to cover that video, like just taking notes upon notes about the theoretical physics and all the workings of trying to get Jet Jaguar to be this Deus Ex Machina and everything about that show, like just, and I would just go insane.
Look, so here's the thing. I need 50 subscribers to even be able to make like a live on my channel. So Black or C, like whoever, like whichever one of you wants to do this, would you like us to like maybe watch like episode by episode and just talk about it as it goes?
I guess this is a good place as any to mention the fact that next year I will return to streaming. So yeah, maybe at that some point in time I will. Yeah, if you want to talk about Singular Point, I would be happy to.
I'm literally obsessed with the show. Like I love it, but also I hate it. You know, that's what happens with almost everything I like from Godzilla. GXK, I think it's trash, but I also like watch it sometimes. GVK, I think it's really bad, not as bad as GXK, but I also like to watch it. It's a toxic relationship, literally.
That's what I say. Like my relationship with Godzilla is toxic. Like it is just like that abusive boyfriend that promises he'll change and then he doesn't.
Yeah,
I said it in my
franchise.
video.
Yeah, it's Russia and we are Ukraine.
Oh my god. Do you think that this is a good place as any to finally start closing it out? Because yeah. I got nothing else to say. Yeah, the video wasn't good. I mean, from what I've seen of the guy's like other stuff, like just kind of looking at his his sort of
At his
collection of
resume.
vids, his resume. You know, some of his other videos probably are pretty good. Maybe this is just kind of like one instance where it's like, you kind of dropped it on this one.
Dropped the ball.
Dropped the ball there. Yeah, but benefit of the doubt. I suppose.
No, this video on its own was very nothing. Like, if we're gonna give it a scale, it was very nothing. It didn't say anything substantive. It described the plot. It assumes a lot of things without.
I mean, the Moses thing is
quantifying
very
them.
wrong for what you said, and even for my basic understanding of the Bible, it was also like super wrong.
Oh
when
God,
he said the
I mean,
Moses
yeah, he said some funny
The
shit in
Moses.
this in this
The
video.
Moses thing. Don't remind me. The Moses
Yeah.
thing.
Oh
hate the
yeah, he
Moses
said some
thing.
funny shit. I mean, like, it's not the worst video that we've covered here on CMOS Live, but yeah, there's some crazy stuff here. That's like, oof. But yeah, thank you all for coming. Thank you, Legaroni and Lau and all the rest that came on for coming on and listening. Any shills that you want to do? Any recommendations? Anybody?
Well, I mean, I as I said, I do have a channel. I uploaded one video so far about an interpretation of Rodan that I'm making for a story. I will talk about the story itself when it's ready, but so far I wanted to talk about, like the creature design and how I'm doing it. So I talk about that. And yeah, like, just give it a watch. If you think it sucks, like, it's fine. You can just dislike it. Just give it a chance. And recommendations, like, I don't know, watch Chainsaw Man. So as soon as the Chainsaw Man movie comes on digital, you can watch that too, and you can be sad, but with style.
Oh, by the way, Lau, speaking of Chainsaw Man, I did actually get to watch it. By that,
Yeah!
by getting to watch it, I mean one of my friends, Clockwork Orange, me into watching it.
Okay.
I thought it was great, but I hated every second of it.
Yeah, no, dude. But did you watch the movie?
No, I'm waiting for it to come out.
Okay, because I did Clockwork a friend of mine into watching all of season one when I was on holidays in Spain, and then we went straight into the movie, and he loved it so fucking much because of the movie. Like, the movie just closes the first half of the story perfectly, and he was like, his head blew up while we were watching it, and he's like older than me, right? Like, he doesn't really get excited at movies the same way. It's like when you're a horror fan, you don't get scared anymore, so you're looking for the next high. This was his next high. He was so fucking happy when we came out of the theater, and I never saw him like that. Chainsaw Man is so good. Watch.
Yeah, what happened? Did you cut off?
What just happened?
He cut off.
Wow.
Wow, Lau.
He died.
I'm here now. Can you
No,
hear me? No.
Okay, there we go. Yeah,
Yeah, we can hear you. You were like shouting or something, and then you just like
God is trying to prevent me from spreading the message. Go watch Chainsaw Man, everyone.
I still hate it. I'm gonna watch everything Chainsaw Man, but I'm not gonna be happy about it.
No. Trust me, you're going to be way happier than if you watch Edge Runners. Okay, like, I promise, it's really not that bad as Edge Runners. If you could survive Edge Runners, you'll be fine.
The only character in this show that I like is Himeno.
Himeno is really well done.
And that's only because she's exactly my type.
Yeah, but don't worry, like, it gets way better. Like, it gets Angel, Peak. Beam is the best. Anyway, I don't want to keep Sea Monster here forever. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah. No. Go ahead. Like, say your goodbyes. Kill everyone.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, do you have any shillings or recommendations, Black Rooney?
Berserk. Just Berserk. Yeah, the manga. Read Berserk. Dune, the book. Really love Dune. And if we're talking about like movies and stuff, I guess Troll. Troll is a good one. They're making a sequel too, by the way. So
Yeah, coming
you
this
watch-
December, actually, next month. in like
Really?
10 Yeah. Wait, you didn't know that Troll is you? Are you
I
talking
knew it
about
was coming
Troll?
out, but I thought I knew it was coming out, but like that soon, that's great, actually.
Yeah, I mean, it did take a long time to be fair, but yeah, like from now, it's really soon. And the thing is, it's kind of like a mixture between KSI and G98, which is like amazing. The first Troll.
Great, awesome. Also, The Carpenter's Son, although I wouldn't call it a recommendation. That's something a stream I want to do. I want to do a stream on that because, like, the
Isn't that a
concept is
horror
interesting.
game?
Yes, it's a horror. It's a horror movie based on apocryphal texts of the Bible. Basically, the way I see this movie conceptually is just like they turned Jesus into Superman. It's a Jesus sort of coming of age story / temptation. So it's like Superman, who is often depicted as a messianic figure, gets turned. In this case, Jesus becomes the archetype of Superman, which is an archetype of Jesus. Sometimes.
So Zack Snyder, but emo air.
No, not even emo. He's just like a normal kid, like that gets assaulted by Satan all the
Okay,
time.
okay.
Like, so it's like trying to survive Satan,
All the
basically.
time, dude. I just imagine Satan, like, he has like a balloon, and Satan like appears out of nowhere and poof, and just ruins
Dude,
it,
he
like
gets
all the time.
so from the trailers, it looks like he's just getting reverse flashed all the time. Like, Jesus, do you remember that time when you got a splinter? It was me, Jesus. I put the splinter there.
I crucified you every single time. Yeah. Okay.
Jesus, do you remember when you couldn't heal the wound from the crucifixion? It was me. I infected it.
Jesus, do you remember when you made a lot of fish and I made it tuna because it smelled bad? That was me. Jesus.
That was me, Jesus.
Jesus, do you remember when you turned the water into wine? It turns out that was my piss. You made
That was my
Jesus, I turned the wine.
That was my hemorrhoid blood.
Do you remember when you took a bite into your favorite sandwich and you bit straight into locust? It was me, Jesus. I put the locust in the sandwich.
Jesus, do you remember when you were trying to end the stream and you couldn't because these two autists were talking all the time? That was me.
I control their minds and their mouths.
Jesus, you remember when 05 had the keeps me held? It's me. He's my strongest brother.
Oh, but no, yeah, like I do want to watch it. I do want to. People say the critics say it's bad, so that probably means it's good. Plus, it's Nicolas Cage, so like, who doesn't?
Oh, it's Nicolas Cage.
It's Nicolas Cage.
You should have started with that.
Why did you start with that?
Yeah, that was the first thing you should have said to us. Like that's
yeah,
so.
Nicolas Cage is Joseph in this movie. So,
okay,
yeah.
I'm watching it.
Oh my god, that's great. I guess my recommendation is go watch that movie. No, I'm just kidding. I have to watch it so I can verify it.
It came out recently, so.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Is that like theatrical or is it on digital?
Theatrical. No, yeah, theatrical.
Oh, okay. So I'll probably have to wait until it hits digital then. But
yeah, like I think it's still in theaters. Oh wait, no, it came out in November 14th. So yeah, it is probably still.
Oh my god, great! That means that probably in my country is going to come out later. So probably in December. So I'm going to watch it if it comes out.
The way the track record is for movies getting released theatrically, like it'll probably hit digital here in the U.S. like in a week or so at this point.
Yeah, I want to watch it, and if it's bad, then at least I got Nick Cage.
At least there's Nick Cage. Yes. But yeah. I guess closing this out with me, your showing and what have you. This has been your host, the Sea Monster, ending off episode 57 of Sea Monster Live. Next stream is going to be the 20th anniversary commemoration discussion stream on good old Kong 05. Peter Jackson's King Kong.
The Long Kong.
The Long Kong, yes. Yeah, I mean, I do have a date for it, like on the 6th of June so far. Probably later in the day, though, but I mean, it's kind of tentative right now for now. So, but yeah, like, stay tuned for the updates about that if anything changes or if it stays the same. But as far as like what I got going on, video on just Godzilla versus Destroya. Hopefully, I'll get that done, before the year's over. So, yeah, you got that. So yeah. Follow me on here for updates, for videos, for streams, so on. Follow me on Twitter at CMonster, KCI. We're more or less the same. But yeah, until then, thank you all for coming. Like, for all listening and watching and so on, for joining me on this journey. And we will see you, and I'll see you all later. Peace. Oh yeah, I have a recommendation. Yeah. I mean, I've already kind of recommended Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein, but yeah, I'm just gonna recommend that movie again. Highly recommend it. It's great. Go watch it. All right, goodbye, folks.
It was me, G.